Welcome to the Sunday service, everyone. Thank you so much for coming in. Perfect. Right. That's this. Hey Kyla, welcome. Kanini Kanene, I see you. Thank you so much for coming in. I see Mama Fisher. Welcome. Thank you so much here. Kitchen Rosma. And I see Sheena. Sheena is also in the chat. Welcome. So as we set up the stream, as we wait for you guys to come in, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. I'm joined by my amazing co-host ApeXstate, who is not just my brother and my channel member. Nightbot is going to drop his house, and we are multi-streaming also on his channel, so you're able to catch the live stream also on the other side of his live. You need to go on his live stream. I have pinned the link on top of the chat so that you're able to get it. Hey Chris, welcome Chris. And once again, congratulations on your monetization. Chris is all the way in the States, recently got monetized, so we appreciate that. Damilola TV, welcome. I see Damilola. I see Bad Files. Welcome, Bad Files. Thanks so much for coming in. Do me a favor and jump on the other side of the stream so you can catch this live stream also from ApeXstate's live stream, which is pinned on top of the chat. Maria saying, happy Sunday, Goga. Happy Sunday. You guys are not telling me that my music is loud. Oh, you're scared because I once, so Apex, I once told these people, if they ever say my music is loud, they are too old. So nowadays, they don't like telling me my music is loud.
I think your music's fine. If you like it, it works for you, then listen to it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so hope everyone has a great Sunday. Yes, Chris, we are having an amazing Sunday. We are just ready for the Sunday service. We are ready to take this show on the road. You can see my amazing co-host is already seated on his panel, ready. So you're going to say how we are going to make sure this is fun, this is inspirational, this is wholesome. A lot of conversation around fitness, a lot of conversation around nutrition, a lot of conversation around our state, our mental health, state of mind, a lot of conversations around business, a lot of conversation around branding, so many things. The Sunday service is going to be packed with a lot of great things. So if you have not yet already, get your drink, sit down somewhere with your device. Tell whoever who needs to bother you for the next 1 hour, 1.5 hours, to tell them I am at the Sunday service. I am listening. Better tell them to sit, not to bother you while you are at the not in church, but while you are at the Sunday service. They will ask you which church. Just tell them you're at the Sunday service with Goga and Apex, and then you'll be with them in the next 1.5 hours. Simone TV, welcome. Simone is watching all the way from the United Kingdom. Damilola, thank you so much. I see you've already jumped on Apex site. Thank you so much. I see you there.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yeah. Wakesh, yes, guys, get out of my live stream and go give him a thumbs up on the other side. I know you've already given me thumbs up because I preset this a long time ago. So go and give him a thumbs up and stay there. You will come back. You will walk back once it's done. And then I see Agri Vlogs is watching us all the way from Kuwait. I see Eva Kika, who is reporting for duty briefly. Eva Kika is on holiday. Eva Kika, give me that thumbs up on Apex side before you go. I know you're very busy with your husband and your daughter. Miss Tiana, welcome. Thank you so much for coming in. So as I wait for you guys to settle in, we are starting the stream in the next 3 or so minutes. So as you guys are settling in, as you guys are connecting to get to know each other, I like the engagement that is going on the chat. I see a number of you have already jumped on Apex side. Thank you. You better connect to him. And he doesn't even have a lot of things. He just does shots. Apex has no single.
For now. For now. All right, go on. Yeah, go on.
He has amazing shots. His shots are amazing. They're well edited. And then you will see the live stream there. You watch the live stream from there and connect to it there and make sure you catch his shot. Apex, sorry, you're saying for now?
Yeah, okay. The reason why I say that is because everybody, well, not everybody, but most people kind of roast me for that. And they're like, why don't you have long videos? And I keep telling them, guys, look, okay, if I make the long video, it's not going to be as well edited, as well presented as I want it to be. It's obviously I can do a pretty decent job at it, but I know that there's an editor out there that I could probably hire who would do
Yeah.
a much better job of it than I could. So it's a thing where I'm giving people shorts now because
Yes.
it's better than nothing. In my opinion, it's better than nothing. Like you can't wait for a perfect opportunity.
No,
So
I love that, and that is going to be a great conversation because you're one of the channels who I know has gotten monetized, strictly
I'm
on their
sure.
show. Yeah, so
Yeah, strategy. You got to be smart with how you
it's
do it.
it's very inspirational because some of us lived and we did like a lot of live streams to get our watch hours. But you're one of the few people I know on YouTube.
I didn't.
I think there are only three people. There are only three people I know whose channels got monetized on shorts. So I'll be very curious to see how that journey was and why you take
It's all
so
about
much
strategy.
time to edit those shorts and stuff. So guys, before I introduce the guest, I know you guys are like excited to see like, okay, who is this? You know, I've seen Apex. I'm like, Apex is always with you guys on the chat. He's always there. He's always there. He's always there. So Rob is saying to Apex, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? That is Rob Albanks. The live stream is being multi-streamed, guys. So we are multi-streaming. We are on both sides. You can watch this live stream from my channel, but I want you guys to jump on Apex channel because I'm trying to get Apex to do more live streams. He knows this. So I want you to jump on his side because the live stream is happening on his channel as well, so that you can give him a thumbs up there. I see Henry, I see Herbs and Spice Kitchen, I see, I thought I saw Vico Real Space. Welcome, Vico Real Space, and congratulations on your half monetization. Ike is in the building. Just Ike, thank you so much for coming in, Ike, and I'm so glad that you're doing better. I watched your video yesterday and I was just like glad that you're out of the, you're out of the woods. Ike was indisposed. He has been in hospital for like a number of weeks, but he's getting better. So you can pass by his channel and just give him some love and just type on his latest video, that you're praying for his healing and stuff. So thanks so much everyone for making it for the Sunday service. Herbs and Spice Kitchen, nice to see you. United Kingdom is in the house. How did you guys know that your son is in the building? There's a lot of people from the UK in the house, and Apex lives in the UK and is going to tell us about that as well. So I see a lot of people from the United Kingdom on the chat, checking in. I know you guys and receipts. I know you guys and I have receipts, but thanks so much for coming in. And if you've not yet already, please give us a thumbs up on both sides. Give me a thumbs up, give Apex a thumbs up, and then that is your offering. Thank you so much for saying that. I forgot to set up the goal, and I'm always bothered by this. I'm always told, okay, you need to set up the goal for the live stream because I normally donate 10% of all the proceeds in case I hit the goal. So allow me to do that real quick. Let me do that real quick before I forget.
Is that like super chat goals?
Yes, the super chat goal thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, so the super chat goal thing. I'm always being reminded about. Okay, you need to set up the goal. Okay, you need to set up the goal. I always forget it. All right, so let me just do that real quick. Oh, I was on Apex's channel. Forgot. I was trying to set the goal on your channel because I'm watching your live stream on another tab. So I was like, hey, is this like? Okay, so let's do this. Last time I forgot to put the correct steel, so I'll just say all the colors. And
someone gave a super chat.
Yay! Thank you so much. Let's acknowledge that.
Let's like that. Thank you, the world of Ragus. Have I pronounced that correctly? Ragus? Yes, Ragus.
The world of Ragus. That's my brother from Germany. Thank you so much, Ragus. 10% goes to a random user of the goal. To one of you. Right, there we go. Done. I've set it up. I have to set this up before somebody comes and reminds me because I always forget to do it. So thank you so much. MN Deritu, welcome. Thanks so much for coming in, MN. Nice to see you. Regas is saying, hello Goga and hello to all beautiful people in the room. Thank you so much, Regas. I did not even need to tell you. You came in the bushes and you went to support our brother Apex. I don't take it for granted. For that, allow me to just give a quick acknowledgement. Apex, I have a very fancy thing that I normally... You've seen it. You're my member. You've seen me play this thing for you before. Let me do it for you.
Okay.
Rob Albanks is saying, I'm coming for my 20%. I say 10% of the proceeds. If I hit the goal, 10% is going to go to somebody. So you better bring the offerings. Better bring the offerings.
So this really is like Sunday service then, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell them. Yes, and we have a visiting Reverend Apex is there. It's a Sunday service, guys. Bring the offerings.
Passing the plate around.
Grace Marku, thank you so much as well. Grace Marku, thank you so much for the super chat. That's my channel member as well, coming through the blessing. Yes, when we hit the goal 10%. Last week, one of you walked home with 30 US. Somebody went home with 30 US. Last weekend at the Sunday service, somebody walked away with 30 US. So that is how in Sunday service, everybody wins, guys. Everybody wins, and we share the blessings, we share the resources. So allow me to do this again for Grace. Thank you so much. And here we say, may your pot brim in abundance. May it keep overflowing, and may people tap into that abundance. So thank you so much. You don't take it for granted. And thanks so much to each and every one of you who's just joining the Sunday service. I know you are like, Goga, we need to hear the guest. Oh, thank you so much, guys. The offerings are coming through. Yo, guys, you can get the goal after 3 hours. You don't need to get the goal now. I'm just saying. But thank you so much, Agri Blocks.
What is the goal, by the way? Is it like a target amount, or like a certain number of super chats?
Yeah, it's a certain number of super chats. So as long as for example, if you say you want 20 super chats, the moment you hit those 20 super chats, you've hit the goal, and then you can end it or you can reset another one. So it has no limit in terms of the amount. It's just the super chat, the number.
By the way, I keep looking down, but I'm only looking down because I've got my other phone here and I'm looking at the comments, guys. So I'm trying to keep up. So you're going to see me look down quite a few times. I'm just looking at my other phone and I'm keeping up with the comments. Just letting you know.
No worries. I'll try as much as I can to capture all the comments on your behalf. The good thing, I can see all the comments on the chat. Susanna is there. Susanna, proud single mother. I see you there. Yes, I see. Rangas is saying, finally, I learned how to swim. Finally, you learned how to swim. You know how to raid. Rob Albanks, leave me. Rob, leave me alone. Rob is saying, Goga, I'm coming for 20%. Rob is one of the people who hosted the Sunday service. Rob is just like, Goga, when I hosted the Sunday service, how come you never used to have this? You never used to have this goal thing. I'm like, YouTube had not created it, Rob. YouTube had not created it. In my defense, YouTube did not have the goal thing last year. And I see all the people coming through for Apex. I see Familia 100% Global. Thank you so much for that.
That's Vera, good friend of mine from Brazil. Hey, Vera. Hey, Rob. Hey, Vera. I recognize you guys. If I go a bit silent, again, I'm just trying to keep up the comments. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm just looking at what's going on here.
He's very mindful. My brother Apex is very mindful, guys. I like that. Vimwelu, welcome Vimwelu. Thank you so much. Lindy Bodibe, Kanini Kanene, welcome and congratulations on your monetization once again. 1 million views, 6,000 subscribers. Apex, congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. I saw you. I think I saw you at 10 the other day when I was watching one of your shots. Then I realized now you're at 10.1. So congratulations.
That's hard work, but finally got there.
Awesome. I love that. And he'll talk about this. Guys, can you confirm that you can hear me well? If you're on Apex's channel, I want you to type Apex. What's your favorite color?
Dark blue.
Dark blue. Okay, people. iPhone people, I know you're going to struggle with this, but in case you can hear Apex and myself, can you type a dark blue emoji? The heart. In case you can hear me, and type that, iPhone people are going to come for me.
Eve can hear you. I can hear you, but Eve can hear you. And who else?
So we have only Eve has typed the dark emojis. Okay, Eve has an iPhone, so I guess Android people are suffering. Okay, I can see the iPhone. Okay, even Android people are typing dark blue hearts. Thank you so much. You type it on Apex's chat. I want you to type it. Let's show our guests at the Sunday service how we welcome people with a lot of love. Type those dark blue hearts on his chat, because he's reading the chat. So I want to confirm whether you guys have that dark blue emoji. because that is what you're going to be using the entire Sunday service. You use the color of the co-host, which is the dark
Yeah,
blue.
that's it.
Dark blue. And I'm going to change my background to dark blue. Hold on.
Do you know the funny thing is, like brand colors? My brand colors are black, white, and purple, but like there's a specific reason for that. But dark blue is like my top favorite color. Like it just slightly beats purple. I do like purple though, like because that's part of like because I don't know if you noticed when you look at my shorts videos, most of the writing's in like purple with white outlines. Yeah,
I've seen that. Okay, cool. So, but I like you've chosen dark blue, and now your chat is really dark blue.
yeah. You've seen a lot of blue. Yeah.
Yeah, your chat is really dark blue. Your chat. Thank you so much, guys. Guys, dark blue. There's some people. Guys, what kind of blue is that one? Let me not wait. Lindy, why is your blue different from Kanini's blue? Like, what phone are you using again? Just check it. Just check it. Lindy, what color? What blue is this one? Your blue is different. Raga says maybe I should put my robe on and do a summon real quick so that the goal is reached. Raga, don't worry, we'll get to the goal. We have Apex here. Apex will whip the goal for me because he does it. Yeah, he will whip the goal for me. Travel and Foods, welcome. Thank you so much for the blessing. Oh my goodness, we are 4 out of 20. We are going to hit the goal. We'll hit the goal and we'll make sure we give 10% to somebody deserving, somebody who is newly monetized, preferably on the YouTube street. Somebody who's looking for their threshold. They can get that blessing so that it can give them a head start with the AdSense drama. Yeah,
because you still need to reach the minimum threshold, even though you get monetized.
Absolutely.
To get the payments.
Yeah. Right. So thank you so much. Yes, guys, that is the plan. So we'll be supporting somebody who is newly monetized just to be able to get to their goal so that it's more intentional and it helps them. Because let me tell you guys, getting that $10 is not easy. The first threshold for them to send you a pin, not easy. It doesn't come easy. And that's what we'll be doing. Lindy Bodibe is coming for me. I was just saying, Lindy, now I know the phone you're using. Agatha, welcome. Agatha, thanks so much for coming in. Agatha was the winner of the $30 US last week. Agatha Chow was the winner. So we'll see who the winner is going to be today. Wellness with Frugal Mama. So Agatha is kind of rich, guys. So when you're talking to her on the chat, be nice. She's kind of rich. She won 30 US. Wellness with Frugal Mama, nice to see you, sis. Thanks so much for coming in. I hope you're doing well with your family. Bosede Joseph, I see you. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. Guys, allow me to introduce the Sunday service guest so that we can start. I was waiting for you guys to settle in because we take 15 minutes to settle in church. Sorry, not in church, but at the Sunday service. But now you are all settled in. I see all the 20 of us across both channels. Thanks so much for making it to the Sunday service. Allow me to introduce the co-host. I'm going to read a quick biography here, and then I'll be able to, he'll be able to come and at least talk to you guys. So let me do that real quick. So let me clear my throat. Yeah, keep typing those nice purple hearts. Keep typing those not purple hearts. Keep typing those blue hearts. Keep typing those dark blue hearts. I'm seeing them. And keep typing them on his chat. So joining me for the Sunday service is my brother ApeXstate. He's called Bernard, but he's known on YouTube with the name ApeXstate. ApeXstate is a brand name, and he's going to talk to us about this. I've known Apex for a while. I met Apex from one of the UK channels. I think it was a mutual friend. It must have been Sniper. It's like Sniper or Rebecca. Yeah. So Apex is a dynamic YouTube content creator dedicated to helping people build their strength, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. With a passion for hybrid training, he explores multiple fitness disciplines, including weightlifting, bodyweight, training, flexibility, mobility, gymnastics, and martial arts. You will see it when you go to his shorts. You will see a lot of things going on there. His philosophy goes beyond traditional workouts, emphasizing the importance of discipline, accountability, and resilience as the foundation for lasting success. Beyond fitness, ApeXstate shares valuable nutrition advice and practical strategies for overcoming life's challenges. He believes true strength is not just about looking fit, but it's about developing a balanced mind, a strong body, and an unshakable will. I love that one. Through his content, he inspires viewers to push past their limits, embrace discipline, and cultivate habits that create measurable value in their lives. So whether you're just looking to enhance your physical performance, refine your mindset, or gain insights into holistic well-being, Apex provides the tools and the motivation you need to achieve those goals. His mission is very clear: to guide others on a transformative journey of fitness, personal growth, and mental toughness. Training hard, staying disciplined, but elevating your state, ApeXstate. So without further ado, allow me to introduce him so that he can introduce himself in the best way he knows how to this beautiful community. Apex, over to you, brother.
Hey, yeah. So obviously, Goga did a lot of talking there, which kind of explained quite a lot of it. But yeah, essentially, it's a fitness brand that is simply about, like, elevating yourself and all the typical stuff that people mention. But I like to bring in my own sort of flair to it. So you'll never see me just focusing on one area of fitness, which kind of goes against the typical like advice that a lot of people give. Like, a lot of people say, you should stick to one specific niche and just stay with that. But that's never been my, like, the way how I do it in my own life. Like, I never just stick to one area of fitness. I try to branch out into several different areas so I can kind of get more skills and build myself up even more. So that kind of translates into what I've been doing here, which is why when you go on the videos, you'll see, obviously, yes, and Goga mentioned it earlier, why don't I have long videos? I'm going to mention that in a moment again. But one of the reasons why I have quite a lot of different pieces of fitness in various different areas is because that's just what I do. So essentially, what I'm kind of doing is, I suppose, giving an extension of myself through the brand to the people, which is always going to be multifaceted. It's never going to just be one thing in one small area. There's going to be like different skills and different things that you can learn and adapt to your own lives. And that's kind of what I'm translating with this. Now, yeah, going back to it, when you go on the channel, you'll see I've only got shorts videos. Now, the reason behind that, again, is because I know that if I was to make a long video right now, say it's like 5-10 minutes long, it's not going to be the top production. It's not going to have the top production quality that I'm looking for, because my editing skills are okay, but they're not like, they're not top notch. They're not amazing. So for me, because what I'm trying to do with this brand is I'm working on it. I want to get up to a certain point. It's going to require professional content. And for that, I'm going to need a cameraman and editor. So what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for the best cameraman and editor I can get that lives within London, that's not too far from, because there's a private studio now, which we didn't have over a year ago, but we've got the private studio now. So we have a place where we can, sit down and we can record all of these videos in peace without having to bother the general public. But just the last step of finding like a good cameraman and editor. Now, the cameraman and editor doesn't have to be all one person. If there's just a good, videographer, a good cameraman who doesn't live that far, who's willing to do the job, and then I can take the raw footage and maybe find someone online who is really good at editing, who lives in like a different country, that might be a cheaper option. So right now, it's just about, finding the best dynamic that works for me and the new people that are going to come on board. And then from there, we're going to start making long videos. So, yeah, that's kind of like the general plan right now, of at least on the YouTube side of things. And the reason why when you go on the channel, you won't see any long videos yet, because I'm trying to deliver, top quality stuff, not just loads and loads of different things. That not just loads of long videos just for the sake of having long videos. I want people to actually really enjoy them and to get a lot of value from them. So part of that is creating something that has, that's really good, that looks really good, that's really that has the visual quality and the sound effects, and obviously the information that's provided in the video I'm going to be working on. So that's kind of where things are at with the long video side of things.
All right. What somebody on the chat says that you have a very deep English accent. They're asking where you're from.
Yeah. So I'm my parents are Ghanaian, so West African descent, but I was born in London in England. So England, London. So I grew up here, was born here, was raised here. I wasn't born in Ghana and then came over here. I was born here, like in a hospital here, not far from where I live actually. And went to school here, went to university here, grew up here, work here. Yeah, so that kind of explains the British accent and everything else because uh, this is home essentially. So there's nowhere else I call home. Obviously, for me, you could probably see on the videos I've traveled around a lot, but England, London particularly is home. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that explains that.
Right. Misha is watching you from London. Is probably asking where in London is your studio. So I think she wants to pay a
Oh,
visit.
it's in Baker Street. So well, obviously some of the people here don't know, but Marylebone Station, kind of like northwest London, sort of central, but like northwest London ish. Marylebone. It's a popular. Obviously, Goga, you don't know, but it's quite a popular upclass area in London. Like I've got access to a private studio there where we'll be doing the long videos there. I haven't mentioned it, but in some of the shorts videos, I'm actually in that private studio. So there's one that I'm doing like a headstand, a straddle headstand, and like different kind of pull ups. I can probably pull it up later on, but in some of the shorts videos, you see me in the studio doing some moves there. So that's the place where we're going to be doing a lot of the long videos when the time comes for
Hmm, okay. Rob Albanks
that.
is
Yeah,
saying now he knows who to contact when he gets to London. Okay, Rob. Okay, Rob. Okay, Rob. Yeah,
yeah.
you do.
And the world of Raga said Baker Street near Madame Tussauds. Yeah, yeah, right. It's not far from Madame Tussauds. It's literally like a 10-minute walk from Madame Tussauds. Yeah.
All right. And Rebecca Leprince is one of our mutual friends, one of the first people who introduced us. So Rebecca Leprince is also here. Thanks so much, Rebecca. Nice to see you, sis, who is also watching from the United Kingdom. Yes, so guys, if you have any question you want to ask ApeXstate about his channel, about his about his journey when it comes to content creation, feel free to drop them on the chat. My moderator Helen and the rest will catch them as much as they can for me. You can also drop the question on Apex's side. The live stream is being multi-streamed, so you can watch the live stream from both my channel and his channel. But he's also keeping tabs on his chat. So in case you like drop a question on his live stream, I would suggest you drop it on his channel so that we can give him that support for this Sunday service, and then I'll be able to highlight them. For him to be able to answer. Apex, I'm very curious. So, Ghana
Mhm.
is a very respected country in the continent. Do
Mm.
you get, but you are born in you're born in the United Kingdom. Do you get to
Yeah.
visit home often? Do you have relatives in Ghana, or when your parents
Uh,
moved? Like, what are the circumstances in how you are born in Ghana?
well, I was born in London, but yeah, no, I know what you mean. You misspoke there, but no, obviously I've got like family back in Ghana, but I've only ever visited them once, and I was like 10 years old, and I just turned 30. So it's been like 2 decades since I've gone to Ghana, but we went, yeah, like 20 years ago, just as a family trip, and I met my grandma on both my parents' side, but that was pretty much it. And obviously some aunties and uncles who I've never met before. But yeah, so in terms of like the whole keeping in touch with them back home, I don't really, obviously not to be rude, but I just kind of focus on what I've got going on right now. Like I don't really think about what's going on in Ghana or anywhere else because for me, as you can probably tell, I'm quite laser focused on what my agenda is. And I'm not saying that nothing else matters to me, nothing else crosses my mind, because that would be a lie. But it's not something that I think often about because essentially, even though they're family members, I don't really know them. Do you know what I mean? Like not in a rude way. I just don't really know them. I know we're related, or at least that's what I've been told. But
Yeah.
that's kind of as far as it goes. Now that doesn't mean that I would never say hello to them if they were physically in front of me. But if they were walking past, like let's say we was in central London right now and they just happened to be there, I could walk past them and not know who they were because I obviously I've got a very good memory, but some of them I remember because we
Yeah.
spoke a lot back then. But there are others who was like a cousin of a cousin, an uncle of an uncle, that sort of thing. I have no idea, so I could walk past them and I would have no idea who they are. So yeah, I tend to focus on what like the immediate concern is.
All right. You're getting a very interesting comment. Ghana, friendly people with amazing natural hair. So Beckham just wants to talk
Oh
about you.
Oh yeah, I've got my hair's quite long. Yeah, it's funny because like I before COVID, I never grew my hair out long. Like I think I might have a picture of what I looked like back then, but I had like a very short hair. I would always have like a shape up and sometimes a fade. But then when COVID came along, I just thought, you know what? Because obviously all the barber shops were closed and I couldn't cut it myself. I was like, no, let me just grow it out and just see what happens. And I've been growing out ever since. Obviously, sometimes I'll trim it down, like cut it here and there. Like I recently shaved my beard, but it's growing back now, which is annoying because I want to get rid of it again. Probably tomorrow I'll shave it again. But yeah, no, like I'm just trying out something new. And even though I kind of like having longish hair, it can be really annoying sometimes. Like just managing it, and sometimes I've thought about cutting it off, but I'm not quite there yet on that decision. Like maybe in the future, but right now I'll keep it.
All right, cool. Eva Kike is asking an interesting question. I'm curious about how you got monetized through shorts, and how long did it take? How did it happen?
Yeah,
And these are very important question, Apex, because I did know you before you got monetized, and this was like a short while ago. And I remember we are trying to push you to do live streams, and it never picked up. You still insisted on doing your shorts, and there's a lot of precision and work that goes into your shorts videos. You don't
yeah.
just throw shots into the void that is YouTube. There's
Mm.
some intention that goes behind the shot. Like there's some editing that goes
Cool.
behind the shot. So talk to us about how you got monetized, because that's not easy to get monetized through shorts. It means like you had a short that you probably needed to have gotten 3 million views on a short or something like that to get the watch
Uh,
hours and that.
yeah, but it's all about numbers. Like you got to see it from a numbers perspective. Now, it's not just about the views, it's just about how often you can share out those videos as well. And to be honest with you, it wasn't 100% shorts. Most of it came from shorts, but some of it does come from live videos. Now, you can't see it on the channel, but there there was a time where I would do live streams, silent live streams, that's what they were called, that would last
Yeah.
for like 12 hours long. And sorry, and they would last for about 12 hours long. And I knew, obviously, I'm not doing anything interesting whilst I'm doing those. You know, how can I do something interesting for 12 hours? But I know that if I send it out to a certain number of people and they put that on their playlist and they let it run, then from there it builds up my watch hours in the background without having to do much effort. So
Mm.
it's kind of utilizing that and thinking about how you can make the shorts videos a bit dynamic and interesting. So another thing I did was before I even posted any shorts video, I had like 1,100 subscribers on YouTube before I posted anything. But that's because I got them from my Instagram. So I think it was late 2022, where a few months after I came back from the Philippines, I just told myself, you know what, it's time to start the YouTube channel. But I already knew back then I'm not going to get anything super professionally made. It's just going to be some shorts videos that I make here and there, just something to kind of get the ball rolling. And I think that's an important step with business and anything else, because you never know. There's never going to be a perfect scenario where all your ducks are lined up and you have everything 100% exactly where you want it to be, and then you start. Obviously, I do believe in waiting and planning and being strategic, but at some point you got to fire the gun, and you got to get the ball rolling with whatever you can do. And at that time, for me, it was shorts videos, and I never started doing I never started doing live streams until like maybe a year after that. So I started with what I had at the time, and I was like, all right, I'm just going to make some shorts videos with, just stuff that I do. So it can be like gymnastics videos, calisthenics videos, weapons, flexibility, just gym. Sometimes when I'm traveling out of the country, I'll make a nice little short video on that, and just give the audience something. Because if I've gone through the trouble of getting 1,000 people from Instagram to come and subscribe to me on YouTube, I've got to deliver. I've got to give them something. Whilst I'm cooking up the long videos and the really professional stuff in the background. So that's what I did. And then the first shorts video I made, it was just different types of push-ups, push-up variations. And I did that for a while, and it got quite a few views. And I started to see that I was getting some watch hours from that. And obviously, at the time, my understanding of YouTube wasn't that good. So I was under the impression that no views or watch hours I gained from shorts would contribute towards monetization. And in fact, I think back then in 2022, that was actually a policy, if
Yeah.
that's correct. Like the views that you got from shorts didn't contribute towards monetization. It was only until people really pushed for it, and then they did something like, "Oh, you need to get like 10 million views from
Yeah.
shorts to remember that." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was that time period, and before that, you couldn't get monetized off of shorts. But I was gaining, but I noticed that my videos were gaining some watch hours. So I can make a shorts video and I would get like 5 watch hours from that, and it would contribute towards the 4,000 watch hours of monetization. And I was a bit shocked by that. And I was like, okay, fine. Like I can see like this is working. It's small steps, but it's better than nothing. So I just started pressing into that and going more and more and more. And then I started to come across people's live streams, and I started to see that people were using live streams as networking opportunities. And that's when I started networking on YouTube like almost every day. And I do that to this day, where I don't do it as much because I've built things up to a certain level, but I still do it like frequently. And I started making notes of people's live streams, and when they come on live, and what kind of goes on in their live streams, and how they're getting loads of people to come in, and eventually use that as an opportunity for me to send out some of my own content to people and get more people to subscribe then. And I think with that method, it's yeah, like Rebecca even mentioned, absolutely better than nothing. Yeah, it's better than nothing. Like you can't wait for a perfect scenario to fire. You've got to obviously there is a period where you wait and plan and do what you need to do. But at some point, you've got to pull the trigger on something, even if it's not perfect, even if you don't have everything figured out. You've got to
Mm.
start, and then once you start, you figure things out along the way. Which is, I figured out quite a few things. I'm a lot better at this now than I was in when I started a few years ago. But yeah, going back to what I was saying. So from there, I just started making a note of people who were coming on live and were using their live streams as opportunities for other people to connect with each other. And I started to get a lot more subscribers that way, and a lot more comments, and a lot more likes, and a lot more views. And I was like, okay, this is a method that's actually working. Like, this is something that I can do where after I post a video, I go into these people's live streams, and I can share it out, and I can share out with my other platforms on, TikTok and Instagram. But then from there, I started to, and this is what I mentioned, like it goes with, learning as you're doing the job. From there, I started to say, okay, I know about 4 people who do these live streams, but I'm pretty sure in the massive world of YouTube, there are thousands upon thousands of people that are doing the exact same thing that I just don't know about. So my theory at the time was, if I can get maybe 20 of these people, I've got more of these people now, but if I can get like 20 of these people, subscribe to them, obviously watch their videos, like and comment, return the favor, and hit the notification bell when they come on live, there's going to be someone that's live almost every hour of every day, which means it's a networking opportunity for me 24/7. So
Mm.
I started implementing that, and I was like, I started to see a lot more subscribers come in. Obviously, I was getting quite a few subscribers and views from just the content, but it's always about what can you do outside of simply clicking the post button to push your agenda further. Because I've seen people, and there's a girl I know from Instagram, a friend of mine, who, and yes, she's just a friend. I know some people might think that we're doing something, but no, she's literally just a friend of mine. And she quit her Instagram recently. Yeah, no, I've got to say that because sometimes people think that a little bit more is going on in the background. No, she's literally just a fan. But going back to the point I was making, she literally quit Instagram recently, and I asked her why. Like, why are you doing that? Because obviously she's into music, so different niche, but a lot of the tactics that I have, she could use easily on her side. And then she said, "Oh, because when I make a post or when I do something, I'm not getting the support that I want." And I was like, "Could you elaborate on that a little bit more? Like, what do you mean you're not getting the support?" Obviously, I know on the surface what she means, but I'm trying to get her to see something. And then she says, "Oh, I'm not getting as much likes or as much comments or as much subscribers from it." And after I gave her this idea, and I was like, "All right, have you ever thought about sending out your content to people instead of waiting for people to come and find you? Maybe you should go out and find people. Like, you can't sit back and just allow the world to kind of give you the results that you want. You need to go out and make the results." So that's something that when you have that mindset shift, that's when you start to network. And then she asked me, "All right, I see you growing a lot on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. How are you doing that? I told her, I network. I do a lot of networking. Like, people don't know, there's a lot of networking that goes on in the background. Like, on my phone, I'm not 24/7, but I'm networking a lot. Like, when I'm in the studio, I'm networking. Or when I'm training some of my clients, I'm networking. When I'm in the office, I'm networking. When, I'm in the gym, I've got some people that I know on YouTube who are networking for me. So do you see what I mean? Like, there's constant networking that happens like every single day. And it's something that you need to stay on top of. And you need to start thinking of new and creative ways that, ideally ways that are free, but you have to be willing to spend some money on this as well. Ways that you can network online and offline. And when I started telling her that, do you know what her answer to me was? Oh, well, I don't have time for all that. And I was like, well, okay, if you don't have time for all of that, then that's the results that you have right now, that's where you're at, because you're not willing to do the extra legwork in order to get the numbers and the results that you want. Now I get it, ideally you want to make a post and it to go viral all the time, but for me, I told her going viral right now is not in my best interest, because I don't have the time and the capacity to really capitalize off of that. If I made a video right now and it gained like 10 million views, then obviously, if it was on YouTube, great. Like, the monetization money would be amazing. But at the same time, to really capitalize off of that and to keep the momentum going, I don't have the time for that right now. So right now, I'm perfectly happy with getting like a couple thousand views, tens of thousand views on some videos, some subscribers here and there, and having a slow build. And it gives me time to also improve myself and improve the services I provide, improve the content, and improve myself as a person. So that when I do care about going viral, now I can capitalize off of it. Now I'm at the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, I can really I can really use the momentum from this and push my agenda even further to get quicker to where I want to get to. So I think having a level of patience and humility is very important, because a lot of people suffer with that celebrity syndrome where they think because they've made a video and they posted it, you know exactly what I mean. I mean, we all have it to a certain extent, because when you put your heart and soul into a video and it doesn't do quite how you want it to do, some people can get very put off by that. And I understand that, but at the same time, outside of that, you can share that video to some people that you can share that on different platforms if you have different platforms. Even if you only use YouTube, start finding networking groups and join their live shows. And don't go into their live shows just expecting them to serve you, because I see that a lot as well, where people will join in the live show and they'll say, oh, why is no one subscribing to my channel? And I'm thinking, mate, you need to subscribe to other people's channels first. You need to watch their videos first, give good comments, like and subscribe, and then go back into the comment section and say, hey, so-and-so, I saw your latest video. Could you check out my video too? Like, I use that method to this day and it works perfectly. So you've got to give in order to receive. And I think that aspect of it is lacking in so many people, because they think, they think the world revolves around them. And that's a big mistake to make, especially when you're growing your brand from absolutely nothing, because, the world doesn't know who we are. So you've got to, bring the world to your doorstep and make the content interesting in the background. I said quite a mouthful there, so I'll pause.
I love what you said about bringing the world to your doorstep, and you talked about networking. I am very curious on the origin of ApeXstate, because I'm assuming, if you're born and raised in London, you've studied in London, you've worked in the UK your entire life, you've traveled, of course, quite a bit. I'm assuming that I'm assuming that it's not just fitness that you do on a day-to-day basis. So I'm trying to figure out how how do you balance it all? Because I know you are in finance and that is work as well. So how do you find how do you balance between the main hustle and the side hustle and the hobby, which is almost becoming a hustle? How do you find balance in all that so that you're able to do this networking?
I think the first kind of foundation to it is just understanding the value of time, because you're not going to be understanding the value of time and delegating tasks, because even though there's a lot of things I do, I set things up in a way where things run in the background. So for example, my Instagram page, I recently passed 12,000 subscribers on there, or followers, whatever you want to call them. And one of the ways I've been using is I have three people on Instagram who do a lot of promotions where obviously, again, I mentioned you got to be willing to spend a bit of money on yourself, guys. You got to be willing to take a bet on yourself and other people in order to really grow these sort of things. But
Mm.
I pay them and I tell them, okay, share my video out and on your pages because they got massive platforms, and some of these people will subscribe and like, and obviously when I post a video, people will like and comment and subscribe there anyway. But this is kind of like the icing on the cake, so I'm getting a little bit more value out of that. So, but that comes from understanding I don't have the time to do literally everything. So from there, you understand the importance of your time and you're willing to spend money to delegate tasks. Now, how I've separated like main workout from this is you have to be you have to know what it is you want from like say the employee world and then the business world, because they're two different uh, kind of avenues. When when you're serious about like making your own business, that needs to be like your top priority. And by top priority, I don't mean to the extent where you quit your normal job. I mean, if you absolutely hate your normal job, then fine, quit it, replace it. But I'm not. Yeah, I mean, you know how it is. Like, there are tons of people on YouTube who make tons of videos about, hating their 9 to 5 jobs and all this other stuff. I understand the sentiment behind it, and I'm going to allude more on into that in a moment. But I think you need to be a bit wise and just do things differently. So how I do it is I used to work full time in finance, like Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, and it wasn't all bad, but it wasn't something that I knew really fulfilled me. Now, at the same time, I'm quite a I don't want to say duty driven guy, but I can be driven by duty to a certain extent, to where even if I'm not that happy about it, even if it bothers me, I'll still do it because I know it needs to get done. Like, but during COVID, where the world was shut down and everybody was stuck with their own thoughts, that's when I started to get a bit more honest with myself. And I was like, hang on a second. It's not that I despise finance per se. It's more that I do like the idea of doing my own thing. Like, why can't I work in a way that I truly enjoy and make money off of it, create my own thing from that, and have more autonomy over my time and freedom? Because I've done quite a bit of traveling. And when you're out there, obviously, what I mean, it depends kind of like where you grow up. Like for me, I'm born in London, raised in London. Like London's a metropolis, like it's a city. And I grew up in the city and I was raised in the city. Like I never grew up in the countryside or in a village or anything like that. Nothing wrong if you did grow up in that kind of environment. But for me, it's been very, you know, brick mortar city place. So when I travel out and I see like, different countries and different kind of environments, it's like, wow to me. Like when I was in the Philippines and, met a group of people there, very nice people, we're all good friends to this day. And we do business with each other to this day. Um, they live next to the beach, like, and there's sand everywhere, and for me, obviously, I'm not ignorant. I know what a beach is, but I never grew up in that environment. Like, it's a different kind of dynamic, it's a different kind of life to me. And I told myself, if I stay on the trajectory of working for other people and not working for myself and not generating like online money and remote money, then what I was born with is what I'm going to perish with. That's all I'm going to be stuck with, because London isn't going to change into some kind of city, which it isn't. It's going to be what I know it to be as. So yeah, like, so you got to be willing to say, okay, what is it that you really want, and how can you go about getting that? And that's when people start talking more about online businesses and turning your passion into business. And I was like, yeah, you know what do I do a lot that I know there's a market for, I know there's an industry for. And I was like, yeah, fitness. Like, I love going to the gym. I love, training in different aspects of fitness. And I love doing that as a hobby. Like, I do it for fun. Like, as people say, I do it for the love of the game. Like, it's just fun for me. But, yeah, but there's actual money to be made from it as well. So I mixed the two together and I said, okay, I'm not going to get rid of finance completely, but I am going to utilize it in a way where it feeds more into the passions. Now,
Mm.
to kind of catch up to where we are now, instead of working, one job, I split up into 3 jobs and then the business. So I would prefer to have 3 part-time jobs and then the business, which is making money as well, rather than having one full-time job and then a side hustle. Because nowadays, like, jobs can be very volatile. well, not even nowadays, like, things are volatile in life in general, like things change. And you want to be putting yourself in a position where you're not as vulnerable to the ebbs and flows of life. So you want to make sure that you've got things sorted out to where if something does happen, there's a solid contingency plan that's going to cover you to a certain extent. Like, if you lose one of your jobs, at least you have two other jobs in the background and your business is making some money. So you're not completely out of the water when, something happens. And in addition to that, also it frees you up more when you're doing your work because it's not your only line of income. So you're not going into the office, you're not scared to make a mistake, you're not freezing up whenever there's a HR meeting or anything like that because if this ship sinks, I've got other ships in the background that are generating a certain amount, even if it's the one that makes the most money, like at least in terms of your living expenses and everything else, and your ambitions, it's not going to jeopardize you. So you need to be smart, but at the same time, that does include waking up early in the morning, which sometimes people don't really want to do, and working on Saturdays from like 8 a.m. to 2, which a lot of people don't want to do. So you've got to be. Each method has its own pros and cons, but for me, I'm okay with the cost of that as long as it helps to achieve my aims, which it is helping. Then I don't mind doing that. Now, to kind of break into what these things are. So obviously, there was the main role in finance, and then there's a job at a gym studio, and then there's marketing and leafleting distribution as well. So there's three different jobs in three different sectors. But my recent philosophy in the last 6 months was how can these jobs feed into the business?
Mm.
So one of the jobs with like the marketing and leaflet distribution is I can hand out my own leaflets and business cards at these events whilst I'm handing out other people's. So that's a good way of you're getting paid by the hour for doing that job, but it also helps push your business agenda up forward, not just with making money and the capital that you get from that. More people are getting more exposure to your business offline. So that's another way that you can really improve your marketing. And I've done that, and I've gained a few clients from just doing that method. So that's one method. And the other method, see, you gotta be smart. You gotta think outside the box. And
Really
a lot of
brilliant.
people don't want to be, yeah, like a lot of people aren't very creative with how they delegate their time and work because for them it's not their fault, but for them it's like they're just focused on like how much money a job is making, and whether they hate it or not doesn't matter. Whether it's helping them achieve their bigger aims doesn't matter because unfortunately they've probably pigeonholed themselves to where they have all these extra responsibilities where maybe they're married, maybe they have children, um, maybe they have a mortgage that's outside of their living means, things like that. So I really took into account all of those factors and made sure that the cost of all those things is as low as possible so that there's more time, more freedom, and more energy for me to invest into the business side of things. Now, that doesn't mean that, if you are married and have kids, that you can't do what I'm doing. You can, but realistically, it's going to be harder because you have more responsibilities, you have more people relying on you, and you have less time and less energy. And those things matter because when you're done working, especially if you're going to take the route that I've taken, where you're doing three different jobs, you need to generate a situation where you have enough time, energy, and money to invest in your business if it's serious enough to you. So that's one job I mentioned. The other job with the gym studio is that's where I'm able to use that studio as a private studio for myself. So I'm able to use that studio to train clients in and record content in there without having to pay any rent. So that's another bonus. So you've got to be smart with what your fit with whatever business model you have or whatever business you're building and say, okay, what advantages can I get without really having to pay for anything? Because if you went out and you tried to get your own studio, yeah, you can register it in your name, but the rent costs as well. It's not that you can't pay the rent costs, but you want to eliminate all of these expenses and still get the benefits at the same time. So you need to think about smart ways of how you can get these benefits without having to pay as much money. Ideally, if you're in my position, get it for free. Well, it's not for free because I'm paying with my time, but I'd rather pay with my time than to pay with money with in that sense because obviously you're making money in those situations and it's giving an added benefit to the business. And then obviously with the finance job, that's just purely just to make money. Now I'm transitioning from that and I'm looking for a different position because I was recently at a massive surgery in Guildford. Obviously, you don't know the place. I'm just mentioning anyway. And I was doing the financial records for the entire company. So I was doing the bank reconciliations, the invoicing, dealing with the company's payroll. So I was responsible for every employee getting paid on time. And in addition to that, making sure that the suppliers of that business were receiving their payments and so that they don't, cut their services to us or anything like that. But these things matter. So you got to think about the environments that you can work in where it's quick and easy. It's not that hard. It doesn't take a lot of time. Travel wise, it's not that bad. And you have a lot of energy outside of that to work on what
Mm.
you need to work on. So that's how I've structured it. Now, that is a lot of work. It's not easy, but how I've done it in such a way where Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are the most busiest days. And but by that I mean like on Monday I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm probably working from 4:30 up until like 8. And Tuesday pretty much the same case. Wednesday I can wake up a little bit later. I can wake up at 6 and then finish at like 8:30 at night. So Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays I've packed it all in a way. So instead of doing like a 9 to 5, I do mostly Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And then Thursdays, obviously, I have one of my clients on Thursday, and then I work in the evenings. Friday, I have it completely free, but by free, it gives me enough time to go to plenty of networking events and continue the cycle or everything else. Saturday mornings, I work, and then I work with my clients. And on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, I work with my clients in the early mornings and online. So it's all packed. So instead of like spreading it out, I'd rather do it all in big bursts so that I have big periods of time where I'm free, and then after
Mm.
I can work on the business side of things. So you've got to just be very you've got to be picky with how you go about doing this, because it's even then it's a lot of work. It's a lot of
It is.
work, but you've got to be motivated to like really push your own agenda forward. Um, so yeah, that kind of explains like how I section things out and fit things in, and how it's helped me to kind of build things up so quickly.
And that speaks a lot in terms of discipline as well, because for you to be able to just make sure all these things are like coming together, you're doing so much. Like you have the work going on, but you're also promoting your craft. You're promoting the hobby because there's a reason you need the hobby to get a certain level of support. I like the idea, especially of in case you're distributing these things, I can give my business cards there that can drive the traffic to my
Yeah,
hobby. It's something very
exactly,
simple but very brilliant, because it does, you're using the time that at least you are doing it anyway. You might as well just promote yourself. Um,
exactly.
yeah. So one of the things that I'm very curious about is the brand name ApeXstate. How did you come up with the brand ApeXstate? There's also like a lot of investment that has gone in terms of when we look at the channel. Let me just share the screen. And guys, if you're just joining
Hmm.
the live, I am speaking to my brother Apex. Apex is all the way in the United Kingdom. We are discussing fitness, we are discussing business, we are discussing branding. You have a logo going on there on the channel, and it stands out. It's that thing that looks like an A. You have merchandise that you have developed for this. I do know I'm supposed to come and pick a hoodie when I get to the United Kingdom from you.
Oh yeah, yeah,
uh,
I forgot that. Yeah, I'll get you
yeah,
one. Don't worry.
yeah. So there's a lot of work that has gone into this as a brand name. And my question here then will be to to like the 25 to 30 people who are watching us right now in this live stream. How do we move from our names? Because the moment most of us came onto YouTube, we are you're already a creator. By default, you've already created something. And for you, when I look at your YouTube channel, it is very deliberate because it is promoting the business as well.
Yeah,
It's not just like a hangout place that that I'm just winging it, guys. I don't even know what's going on. You're moving from you as a person to a brand, and that right there is a game changer. But most of us, we are still struggling to move from that space of finding our identity on YouTube or any
mm.
other platform. So for you, you do it on Instagram, you do it on, I don't know that you're on TikTok. Maybe you tell us
Yeah,
about that.
TikTok as well. Yeah.
TikTok, you're doing it on YouTube, but it's very deliberate and intentional. It's moving towards the brand identity, the brand aspect, and that is what I'm so curious about. How do we move and how do we get into the mindset of using our craft and positioning our craft as a brand? Because yes, we are creating things, but what is the end goal? Because most of us struggle with looking at that roadmap that can position us as a brand.
Yeah. And I think it's a good question. And I think what that comes down to is um, a lot of people don't, again, a lot of people are winging it. They don't know what they want. And when you don't know what you want, you're open to anything. And even though I am open to anything in a sense, where when it comes to, but I'm open to anything that fits in my framework. But I know what it is that I want long term end game when it comes to this sort of thing, and I think a lot of people don't really know what that is. So they, they might come on YouTube, but they've, maybe got their own profile picture in the YouTube channel display name, which is fine. It's not a problem. But they're maybe posting videos about their life, and but if it's a thing where that's intentional, to where they know that this is why I'm on YouTube, this is what I want from YouTube. I want to post my life on YouTube, and that is it. Then that's absolutely fine. But like you mentioned, most people are doing that because they want to start something, but they're just juggling like different ideas on what that is. And you've got to think about what do you want people to kind of know you as? Like what do you kind of want to put out there? Because once you put something out there on the internet, once it gets big enough, that's it. Like that's what people know you as. So you got to be very cautious about kind of like the image that you give out. Like I'm not going to say any names, but there are tons of popular people in like the social media world who have done questionable things on the internet in the past, and then all of a sudden regret that as time goes on. Now maybe the audience can kind of allude to what I'm talking about, but they do something, and then maybe years later they regret it, and but that's it. Like once you go, and that's why I even mentioned about don't be in a rush to go viral, because once you go viral, if it's not for something that you're genuinely proud about, then that's it. That's what the world knows you as. You can try to rebrand, and that can work in some cases, but it takes a long time. Like, unfortunately, in fact, no, I mean, we're all adults here, so I'll just say it. When you watch, because obviously when you're on YouTube, you need to do a lot of research into various different niches to understand, like, presentation skills, editing skills, things like that. But when you go on popular podcasts and, they do interviews with people who are like, in the more adult, kind of work kind of side of things. And, these people regret some of the things that they've done in the past. And now they're trying to rebrand into like more fitness kind of things and, cooking channels. Nothing inherently wrong with that. But when their name gets mentioned, they're known for what they were previously doing. And that's it. So you got to, yeah, like, and that's it. Like, obviously there'll be people that come around to the idea of, their rebrand, but for the most part, it's pretty much set in stone. So first things first is you got to know what do you want people to know you as? What do you kind of want to put out there that represents you, that you're genuinely proud of? And then once you figure that out, is it a business side of things, or is it just just creating content for the fun of it? Now, obviously, even if it is a business side of things, you can create content and enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with that. But is it a thing where there's a massive end game in mind? Because for me, my goal with it was to create a worldwide brand and slowly build up into that. Like build things up online to a point where there's enough leverage, and then I'll really care about the videos going viral and the mass mailing list and all this other stuff. But use this time to kind of build myself up, improve myself, but still make steps towards that journey. So before I even jumped on YouTube, there was already a brand that I created anyway that was on Instagram and TikTok that already had clients and some merchandise. So it already existed before YouTube. YouTube is just another extension off of that. So people need to think about what it is that they want long term, and what do they want to be known for, and if they're okay with creating massive platforms and reaching tons of people that way. And then once you figure that out, when you jump onto YouTube, it just becomes a thing where, sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera because I'm using my phone. It just becomes about, yeah, I'm using my phone, guys. So, but yeah, it just becomes a matter of, okay, what's the quickest way that I can reach that goal, and how effective can I be at that? And once you've got that sorted out, then the content follows. Which is why when you look at the shorts videos, I don't post random. Obviously, yeah, they may seem random in the sense where there's no story to them, but you can see that it's fitness stuff. Like it's me doing various different kinds of fitness, which is what I mentioned in the description page, which is exactly the content that I said I was going to give out is exactly what I'm giving out. So, but I was solid on that before, and I knew that this was something that I wanted to build up more and more and more and more, and then I just started producing more and more and more of that. And I know what you mean in the sense where because there'll be some people's vlog channels where they're making a video of them frying an egg and it will have like maybe 10 views on that, which, you know, it's fine. But if that's not if the intention behind it is, you know, say a cooking channel, then you're going to do a little bit more work on that. Like you're going to, you know, make it look a bit more cooler, maybe do a voiceover, maybe explain things with the writing on the videos. And that's kind of what I do right now. So I just give people content which I know looks cool because when it comes to fitness, you have to it's a very visual thing. Like it's not like, you know, teaching someone banking and investments. It's a very visual thing. Like, you know, people expect to see things that are cool and dynamic that grabs people's attention. So when you do the kind of training that I do, it goes hand in hand. Like, you know, people see a lot of dynamic moves and things that look pretty cool, and it stands out to people. So once you capitalize on that, getting people's attention it's not that difficult. But then from there, you want to provide something to people where, you know, it's not just you doing the cool moves. Like there's a message behind it, which is why some of the videos I might have like a motivational message. Some of them might be a quick workout. And I wanted to deliver shorts videos first, not just because of the whole issue with the long videos, but because people's attention span isn't that long nowadays. Like, you know, there's Reels, there's TikToks, there's YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts wasn't a thing a couple years ago. So now people want things fast and they want things in a quick way. And it's just about mixing, you know, what looks cool to people and how you can deliver that in a short amount of time that sticks into people's mind. And I kind of built off from there. But yeah, you just got to know what you want out of what you're doing online. And once you know that and you've got that sorted out, then from there it becomes a matter of just, okay, building upon that and trying to be as consistent with that as possible.
What inspired the name ApeXstate?
That just means top condition. So when I first started it, I was looking at, you know, all the different Instagram channels, because at the time I had like 10 subscribers on Instagram, and I was just looking at various different like fitness pages and everything else, and they all kind of said the same thing. Like it was like maybe you know, Wolf Fitness or, you know, Strong Fitness. They all gym inside. They even had the term gym, fitness, health in there, all of that. And I was like, nah, I don't want it to be that. And in addition, or what they would do is they would put themselves in their display pictures, which it's not bad. Like I'm not saying that doesn't work. There are tons of people where that does work for them, but with what I had in mind, having my face or my upper body in my display picture wouldn't work for me because it was all about creating.
You know that?
Yeah, like I mean,
description of a fitness channel. You know, the six pack, the
yeah. Like I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I've got videos where, you know, people can see me and my abs and I'm training and all that. So it's not like an insecurity thing, but it's one of those things where I said to myself, for me, it's more than just promoting myself. Like I would rather promote like a symbol, a brand and image, because I can do a lot more with that. Like you even mentioned like merchandise. Like I if you just have like a brand, a fitness brand where it's just, you know, let's say it was Bernard Fitness, then eventually I'd have to create a logo around that or have my face on a t-shirt. And you know, it didn't work like that. So for me, I thought to myself, if I have like a symbol and a logo right now to start off with, there's so much more I can do with that. Not just in terms of like commerce and business and sales, but it's like an actual symbol that most people can rally behind. Because if I have a picture of myself in my display picture, like, you know, showing off my abs, then that might put some people off. You know, some people who are into fitness, but maybe aren't doing it to that extent. Maybe they just like going to the gym just for mental health reasons, you know, like maybe they just like to, you know, take long walks in the park, and maybe they just want to focus more on their diet and nutrition. So that image doesn't really speak to some of those people. That image it speaks to a certain group of people who are more into like, you know, the heavy aesthetics and things like that. And I've got some clients right now who want me to, train them just to get their, some of their abs showing, to get their abs and obliques showing. And, we're making good progress towards that. But how do you speak to those people if that's the first image that they see? Some people are going to be put off by that. But on the flip side, if some people just see me, meditating in like, a display picture or just doing like a front split, maybe that doesn't speak to them either. So when you have a symbol makes it kind of like a universal thing where everybody that watches it can make their own thing of it. So if you're that person who is into, just diet and nutrition and you like going on long walks, you can get a t-shirt or something that, you can make it your own thing. And if you're someone who's into like, powerlifting or something, you can make it your own thing. You see what I mean? Like it becomes like a universal symbol, sort of like, this might seem a little cheesy, but one of my old clients from 2023, late 2023, she asked me the same question. She was like, where does that symbol come from? Because it looks like the Superman symbol. It kind of reminds me of the Superman symbol. And I was like, okay, obviously everyone knows Superman. I respect the character. He's not my favorite fictional character, but I respect some aspects of Superman. And one of the kind of things that, Superman kind of alludes to is that it's cheesy, but everybody can kind of be a Superman. And when she mentioned that to me, I was like, yeah, like, the brand works like that in a sense, because a lot of people will want you to niche down into like a specific field and pigeonhole yourself there. But when you have like a symbol or a logo, everybody can rally behind that, because the people that maybe just do running and just want information on high intensity interval training and things like that, they can look at that symbol and be like, yeah, that's what the Apex symbol means to me. And then people who watch it for gymnastics and like flexibility, they'll be like, yeah, that's what the Apex symbol means to me. So it becomes like a blank canvas or like a mirror where people see in the Apex symbol what they want to see in it. And I think that's why it's grown to that extent, because you can make it your own thing. It's not just like a very muscular or shredded guy in the display picture, where immediately when people see that, they will only think of one thing, and it might not appeal to all the other people. So that's kind of like a clever way to kind of like market to almost everybody in like fitness and health and stuff like that, and well-being.
Love that. Very interesting comments I want to just like react to. And thanks so much everyone for thanks so much once again for joining the Sunday service. With me today is ApeXstate. I like what you said, top condition. You're at your ApeXstate. I love it now that you said it. I can already see it. So great insights. Thank you so much, Flora Koile, for the blessing, the super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. There was a very nice comment that came in earlier when you were talking about shorts. Rebecca Mleprin said, yes, I can relate to shorts benefits. I have 2,500 subs a day that boosted my channel. Very unbelievable moment right there. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Simon TV, I will come to you. Simon TV, I will come to this question probably towards. I've put a star on it. Are you able to, but maybe I can, maybe Apex can answer this, then we can just get it over with. So Simon TV was asking you, are you able to get monetized from both shorts and videos combined? And yes.
Yeah, you can. But again, as I mentioned earlier on in the live stream, it wasn't solely just shorts that I got monetized from. I got monetized from doing something called silent lives, where the live show would last for like maybe 12 hours. And it will already generate a certain amount of watch hours from there. And then I would share that out to people that I could trust to watch it. Now, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect them to actually watch 12 hours of nothing. But what they would do is no one's got time for that. But what they would do is they would leave their laptop on whilst they were working and, have that running in the background in their playlist. And they would share it out to people in their live streams where they would network, and more people would do that then. And one of the reasons, or one of the ways how I was able to leverage that is by becoming their member, because obviously, as I mentioned, it costs to kind of do this sort of thing, and you've got to be willing to pay a bit of money to invest in yourself. So I would become a member of their channel, and when you become a member of their channel, you immediately get a higher priority than maybe the other 50 people in the live stream that aren't members. So I know that once I become a member, as soon as I drop my link in for the shorts video or the live stream video, they're going to look at that and they're going to take higher priority to that. They're going to put that in their pinned comment section. They're going to share it out to their friends, and that way I generate more views and more comments, likes, and more watch hours from that. So it was a combination of shorts videos as well as the strategy of using silent lives and being a member of people's channels and therefore having higher priority than the other people. So you got to do things that make you stand out. That's one thing I learned.
All right. And then I like, thank you so much, Ipenyi, for that compliment. The community is very rich. That's all I will say. The community is very rich because Ipenyi says, Google is always picking the best guests. The community is very rich and a lot of resources. So, and I'm glad that these people are literally just amongst you. They're working here. So it's just that, you need to like, when they come and share their story, now you're like, but you've met him, you've talked to him, but until now he shares his story. Then that's why you're like, oh yes. Vijaya, thank you so much, Master Vijaya. Didi, I see Vijaya on your side there. Thanks so much, Vijaya. Those are very beautiful comments by Benny and Sheena. I wanted to just highlight. Let me highlight them real quick. And this can be a great question to just get your thoughts in terms of, compromising your values and, your principles when it comes to content, because you mentioned it. Like Benny, for example, talked about, that's why he said that's why he has never found a niche. That's why he has never picked a niche when it comes to, when it comes to his content, because he feels like if he limits himself right now, he's still like in his becoming era. He still is in his becoming era. So there's a very beautiful comment, from him on that regard. Sheena said, my disasters are my testimonies because I don't fake it until I make it. And this was a very great conversation to authenticity versus the celebrity syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to be authentic.
Yeah. Where do we draw the line? Where do we draw the line when it comes as content creators? Because yes, we want that celebrity result like right now. And I like what you're saying about, in case we go viral like today, am I ready to sustain the pressure that comes with going viral? Because
exactly.
Yeah, so that's all that we always ask ourselves. But then where do you also draw the line, especially now in your kind of space where you do fitness and things like that? How do you stay true to the art when there's demanding pressure, let's say, to maybe show certain things? Maybe people want to, for lack of a better word, maybe people want a shirtless video, and deep down in my heart, I don't feel right doing it. Yet we know that is what is going to bring in the numbers. That is what is going to bring in the views. I mean, how do you handle this kind of conversation?
Well, to start off with, like I have a big think about all the possible scenarios that someone might put me in. If they say, "Oh, I want this kind of video, I want that kind of video," and I then ask myself, before anybody's even asked me these questions, am I okay with doing it, and am I okay with not doing it? So I explore kind of like every possibility, and then I say to myself, okay, if they ask me to do something I'm not comfortable with, am I okay? Am I okay with the cost of not doing it? So it's all about like counting up costs and just being okay with wherever the chips fall. So fortunately, well, I don't know if it's fortunate or not, but like I'm okay with like I've got like some topless pics and videos where I'm showing off like the arms and the chest and abs and all of that. But I didn't want to make it all about that because I want it to be a brand that can kind of speak to loads of people, and sometimes people are not very comfortable with that. But at the same time, I don't neglect that as well. So if you even go through the shorts videos, you'll see some videos just thumbnails where I've got the shirt off and everything else, and you can see the muscles and blah blah blah. I'm not going to get into too much about that, but you kind of know what I'm talking about. So it just comes about with what are you okay with? Because at the end of the day, yes, there's an audience to serve, but it really is your channel. Like it's YouTube. It's about you. So if you're not okay with doing something, then don't do it. Don't do it just to please the audience. Even though there'll be views and clicks and likes and very nice comments and subscribers from it. But it depends. Like if you're okay with compromise, if you're okay to compromise that, and it's not damaging to your soul to compromise, then just go ahead and do it. And who knows, breaking into kind of like a new territory it might do wonders for you and the confidence that you have when it comes to posting. Because there are tons of people who they message me on Instagram all the time. Now, my Instagram DM list sometimes it's shocking, like it's abysmal. Like not in a rude way, because like there's tons of people that send me messages almost every day, and there's also a lot of engagement groups that I'm a part of as well. And sometimes keeping on top of it all can be quite difficult. Like even when it comes to YouTube, like I get a lot of comments of videos, and like responding to every single one of those comments with unique comments. Oh, it's look, I want everybody to feel special, but sometimes I just can't do it. Like sometimes I just can't do it. Like even if you check out my latest video, I don't think I've responded to any of the comments yet. I know that doesn't sound good. I will respond to the comments, but this is just the price that you pay as you get bigger and bigger and bigger. Because the bigger you get, the more comments you get, the more people you have to cater to, the more time it consumes, and you know, you can give like generic responses, but sometimes I want to give like an actual special response so people can feel special. And it's hard to do that when you've got like maybe hundreds of comments on several videos. So you've got hundreds of comments to do that with. It can be exhausting. So there's that to think about. But in addition to that, it really just comes down to, are you okay with making these kind of videos? Are you okay with thousands upon thousands of people seeing those videos and possibly seeing more of that in the future? If you're okay with it, then go ahead and do it. If you're kind of on the fence, maybe try it once. And bear in mind, like you can always remove these videos. Like even the silent live videos that I used to have, you can't see it on my channel because I've privated all of them. So once they were done serving its purpose of getting me monetized, I don't make silent live videos anymore. Like I've only got two live stream videos that are like 12 hours long, simply because at the time I was trying out that new screencasting. You know those live videos where people replay
Yes.
videos for hours on end? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I just wanted to test it out and just see if it worked. And it did get, a decent amount of views and quite a few subscribers from it. So I just thought, okay, I'll try that. But aside from that, you won't see a video on my channel where there's like 12 hours of nothing. Not anymore, at least. Like in 2023 you would, but it's 2025 now. Things have evolved substantially from that point. So now it then becomes a thing where once you're okay with making those videos, um try different things out. Like again, like I mentioned, I start out with shorts, but like the videos are just one small aspect of the brand in and of itself. Like we haven't even spoken about like making an email mailing list, or training the clients online, in person, business cards, networking events, freebies and free courses that you can make for people, and training apps and collaborations and models that you can work with, and there's all of that going on outside of the YouTube. So people find YouTube a big job just in and of itself, but for me, YouTube is just a small part of a much grander scheme. So again, like I mentioned earlier, you got to know what you want. Since I know what I want and kind of like the cost it takes to, and I just don't mean money cost, I just mean like time and energy costs as well. I'm okay with making that price. So um, I'm okay with like making the videos if that's what people want. But even if I don't, I know that there's like 1,000 other aspects to what I'm doing, and they need attention too. So if people suffer a little disappointment from me not posting a certain video straight away, then I don't want to say that it doesn't matter, because obviously it does matter, but it's not the end of the world for me.
All right. Some fun questions, just to give us a bit of a commercial break. Favorite meal, because I know somebody in the fitness space, diet is very important on what they eat. Do you have any particular restrictions on what goes into your body, or you are very open to this? So what is your favorite go-to meal?
Well, it depends. Like if you have a strict fitness goal, especially in terms of like physique and performance, stuff like that, then you'll want to be very careful. But it's all about like counting calories and calorie control and macronutrient control. So when someone tells me, "Oh, I can't eat this food," like a new prospective client, they say, "I can't eat this food because it's unhealthy," I just say, "Okay, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about like because it's got a lot of fatty oils in there, trans fats that you can't eat?" In that case, then yeah, you want to cut that down. But in terms of like just other foods, it really is all about how many calories you consume that day and how many calories you burn. So, for example, if someone wants to lose weight, in fact, no, before I even mention that, you probably know some people who eat a lot of what's considered unhealthy food, but they don't put on a lot of weight, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Lots of
Yeah,
them.
like Yeah, lots of people. But the only reason why they're able to do that is because they're simply not consuming more calories than they burn. And the unhealthy foods that they do eat, maybe they're not eating it in the massive amount of quantities that you think they're eating it in. Like, for example, on Saturday when I was at work, I was explaining to one of the clients. And by the way, with the gym job that I have, they have their own clients, and I have my own clients on the side of that. So those are two different streams. So I don't conflate the two together. Like, I have my own actual like Apex clients, and then the studio has their own clients as well. But I was explaining to one of those clients about the importance of this, and she told me, "Oh, I like to eat chocolate," and I was like, "Okay, it's not the end of the world if you like to eat chocolate. Just have like one of those small Galaxy bars where it satiates your hunger. You don't have it a lot, but you can kind of scratch that itch." And she told
Yeah.
me, "Oh, but I have one of the really, really, really massive chocolate bars. The ones that have like 20 different, bits to them, and she eats those chocolate bars. So obviously that's a higher amount of sugar, a higher amount of calories, and not as good." And I told her, "Okay, what I'm going to need you to do is I'm going to need you to cut that down from 50 pieces to about 6 pieces. And this is where a little bit of discipline comes into play, so that you have enough to kind of satiate that craving, but not so much to where it's going to disrupt your calorie ins and calorie outs, especially if you're being consistent at the gym. So you got to understand that principle first, and then from there you want to break it down. So if you understand the calorie ins and calorie outs, then from there you say to yourself, okay, I could eat this chocolate bar. Let's say you burn 3,000 calories a day, and a chocolate bar is, let's put it in terms of cost, because essentially that's what it is. It's like, think of it in terms of money. I try to get people to understand the calorie ins and outs like money. I'm like, even though you gain 3,000 calories a day. So let's say you burn 3,000 calories, right? And the chocolate bar will cost you 600 calories. Yeah, you're still in a calorie deficit of 2,400. But let's be real, that chocolate bar it's not going to be the only thing you eat and drink that day. And in addition to that, your calories are going to add up. So you need to ask yourself, can you afford to eat this? And so if you can afford to eat it, that's fine. Like, I remember years back, one of my cousins, we was in a car, and we were just having this conversation about health and stuff. And he told me that he eats a lot of sweets. And I already knew that about him because obviously we're family, right? I know that. But we were mentioning it in light of this American football player that he watches. And this guy's diet is crazy. He eats tons of sweets, this American footballer. Tons of sweets, tons of Skittles, and he's in amazing shape. Not just from an aesthetic standpoint, like you can see his abs and he's got muscles and he's shredded, but in terms of like performance, he's got a lot of stamina, a lot of strength, a lot of speed. And I told the guy, I was like, look, fitness is a double standard. That American footballer can do that because he's in the gym almost every day, training he's in the gym almost every day, doing 2 to 3 hours of hard work, and he's doing a lot of high intensity interval training, and he's on the field as well, running. It's American football that we were talking about, not English football. English football we call rugby, but American football, when they got the helmets and the rugby ball and everything else. So I don't want to mislead the viewers here, but yeah, this guy's running on the pitch for hours. He's in the gym almost every day. He's doing crazy work, so he can afford to eat Skittles like that. He can afford to eat sweets like that. But if you're not putting in that kind of work to where you're burning high amounts of calories, then maybe it's not best for you to be eating lots and lots of chocolate every single day, drinking lots and lots of fizzy drinks every single day, simply because you saw some guy in America do it. Like, just the rules for him don't apply to you. Like the rules that apply for me don't apply for other people because we're not all doing the same amount of work. So it's one of those double standards that you just got to accept. So it's not that you can't get to that stage. You can if you're willing to put the work in and the hours in. But let's be honest, some people don't have that kind of time. And plus, football is his life. So he's gonna be training a lot anyway. So it's not the best dietary choice for him, but it's okay for him to do that because he can afford to do that. And if you can't afford to do that, not the best choice.
I love that because Shida here was saying, Goga, not you and Apex discussing this thing about food and I'm eating my oatmeal.
Yeah, I mean, oatmeal's pretty good. Like, it's not bad. Oatmeal's pretty good, but it just comes down to what calories are you consuming? Are they nutritious calories as well? What kind of nutritional value are you getting out of it in terms of like proteins, fats, carbs, you know, vitamins, nutrition, you know, salt, sugar, things like that. So it comes down to, at least for me, I don't even eat that much every single day, but I make sure that on most days I'm consuming near enough my protein daily requirements. So if you're someone that likes to, because for me, I don't. Well, you can probably see from like you know pictures and videos, like I do have muscles, but I'm not like the Hulk. Like it's kind of like a shredded, muscular kind of look to it. And the best way to achieve that is to stay in a calorie deficit and to maximize your protein intake and just to go to the gym a lot. So from there, if you, I don't know if you scroll down, you'll probably see one of the shirtless videos that I was mentioning, or even just with any of the videos. Like
Mm.
there's, I prefer to stay somewhat slender but muscular because with a lot of the training that I do, it requires me to be swift. And if I'm too muscular and too bulky, it's going to make it even harder for me to have the kind of moves that I have. So there's a lot going on with kind of like the training that I do. But essentially, you just want to make sure that your calorie ins, you're tracking that. And there are several good apps for that. And if you want to build muscle and if you want to maintain muscle mass and build muscle mass, you need to consume around um, double your weight in grams. So for simplicity, let's say I weigh 50 kilograms, which I don't. I actually weigh 88 kilograms. But if I weigh 50 kilograms, for someone at that weight, they would need to consume around 100 grams of protein every single day in order to not only maintain the muscle mass that they built, but in order to build muscle mass. And if you want to shred down, you want to stay in a calorie deficit. So you're in a constant state of weight loss, but you're also maximizing your muscle gains. That's the best way to build muscle mass and also stay like thin at the same time.
All right. Shin, I think you've been answered. My oatmeal is high protein, 50 chocolate grams
That's good.
protein, Greek yogurt, 1 cup frozen cherries, da 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 da. Yeah, I think chia seeds, and I'm high protein. And then in addition to
Okay,
the
that's
coffee.
good.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right.
And for me, what I use protein shakes as well because protein shakes are just a convenient source of protein. You just put them in. Like I had a protein shake earlier today before I even started this live stream. Um,
Oh,
just you know, a couple scoops, and you consumed around like what 60 grams of protein right there and then, a certain amount of calories, and then I factor that in with the calorie limit that I have for the rest of the day in order to achieve whatever goals I have.
all right. There's a very I wanted to ask a very interesting question in terms of investing in yourself. So you do have a blend of different worlds, martial arts, gymnastics, bodyweight training. It's so hybrid, even yoga there, because I see you doing the splits and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, what is the cost? What is the cost that went into mastering this art? Because so for instance, if I was to speak as a yoga instructor, I needed to like go to a yoga school, for example,
mm,
and just do that, and I had to keep practicing yoga for years in the studio. What is the cost of, in case somebody wanted to get into fitness, and I'm speaking at a professional level, what is the level
yeah,
of investment that has gone into all this work you're doing? Because you're putting in the work, yes, but I do know there's also a sense of responsibility before you take a client. You are really sure of what you're doing in terms
yeah.
of the craft.
Yeah, I would say before I even go to the financial investment, I'll talk about time. It does take
Mm.
time. Like for me, I've been doing training ever since I was 16, and I just recently turned 30. So you're looking at like what 13 to 14 years of training in various different things. And
That
even
again,
then, I
you
wasn't.
14 years.
Sorry, what?
Just repeat the number of years again.
Oh yeah, 13 to 14 years, but that was on and off with
Yeah.
certain things. Now, obviously, staying in shape, going to the gym and stuff like that. Yeah, 30. I was pretty much consistent throughout those 13 to 14 years, but not so consistent with like specific areas like weapons training, taekwondo. So for me, I started out doing kickboxing when I was 16, and then from there I started doing taekwondo, and then I started doing gymnastics, and then I started doing weapons training, and then I started doing calisthenics. and then I started adding on like as the years went by. So it wasn't a thing where I started out with all of those different things. I started out with one thing, and then it evolved from there. Um, it takes years to kind of like be a true master at these things. I'm not saying I am a true master. Obviously, I've reached a pretty good level, but there's still areas that I need to work on. There's still areas that I'm polishing up on, and there's still kind of like moves that I'm learning that are very, very difficult for me because we all have our strengths and weaknesses, our pros and cons. There might be something that I'm working on right now, which might be hard for me at my height, weight, and experience. That might be very easy for you. Like you might pick it up straight away, and I might look at you and just be like, oh wow, like you picked that up pretty quickly, whereas I've been struggling with that for maybe a couple of months or maybe a year. And so there's different parameters and different ways that people, different strengths and weaknesses that people come in. Like typically, it's well known that the shorter you are and the weight, the less you weigh, the easier it is for you to do calisthenics. Like if you have any decent upper body strength and core strength, then sorry, just adjusting the camera. If you have any decent upper body strength and core strength, then doing calisthenics for you naturally will be a lot easier it is for me. My height and my weight, it's quite difficult. Now, fortunately, obviously, no matter what height and weight you are, you build your strength up to be able to handle your own height and weight because it's called bodyweight training. But still, like it's still very difficult. So people that are like, for example, I know guys that are like 5'5" who are gymnasts who find calisthenics very easy simply because obviously they've trained to have that strength, but the shorter you are, the weigh you less, the easier it is. Whereas for me, being 6 foot and weighing almost 90 kilograms, it's naturally a lot harder. So we all have our strengths and weaknesses, we all have our pros and cons, but you need to invest a lot of time into training these in all these different areas if that's what you want. If you just want to get into shape, you don't need to give it as much effort as you see me do in my videos. That's just a passion where I just want to be good at all these different things, so I'm taking the extra mile. But if your goal is simply, hey Bernard, I just want to lose some weight or I just want to put on some muscle, you don't need to do all of the stuff that you see me doing in the videos. But there are some people that do want to do that. But I know that the stuff that I am doing in those videos, it's cool to attract people. So and it's just an extension of myself. So I do that myself, because I mentioned this for fun as well. Well, what I consider fun.
All right.
So,
thank you so much, guys. Yeah, thanks so much, guys. If you want to drop any questions, please drop. We have like a few more minutes with with Apex. I don't want to keep him longer because he promised me 1.5 hours, but I think I can play around with like some 20 or so minutes. I see Mali. Okay, thank you so much for that. I see Eric, just a yogi, doing burpees in his basement. This is another amazing brother of ours. He's turning 60 in the next few days, and he looks like he's 40. Yeah, so
congratulations.
Yeah, he does all these burpees and stuff, and people in the space. I'm so honored to see a lot of people in the fitness space in the live stream. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not connected to Apex, our brother, the amazing guest at the Sunday service, the link to his channel is pinned on top of my chat. It will take you directly to his live stream. We are multi-streaming, so the live stream is being televised on both sides. So go there so that you make sure you can give him that thumbs up and get to connect to him and his channel, and see all the amazing things he's doing there on his channel. Mali, thank you so much, Mali, for stopping by. That's my amazing channel member. Mali, is nice to see you as well. And then I also just want to acknowledge the blessing we got from Eric. Thank you so much. Eric is saying, Guga, I'm helping you reach that goal. Thank you so much, Eric. I hope we get so that we're able to donate it to a deserving person on the chat. Jump over and give him a thumbs up. Yes, Sheena says yes. Jump over and give him a thumbs up. Yeah, please do that. Please do that. Please do that. Please do that.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. Apex, one of the other things that we cannot fail to talk about, and I think you alluded to it. It's been on and off. I've been practicing yoga for like 7 years now, and sometimes there are those days you just don't feel like even showing up on the mat, and there are days those days it just hits you. I'm like, why am I doing this? You get almost into an existential crisis, and then you pick it up, and you are so refreshed, you're ready to pick it up. When it comes to and this may be a sensitive question because we learned from this. What role has failure played in your fitness journey? If you have to reflect on it, because sometimes trying a particular thing and it doesn't work. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, like when it comes to failure, like it motivates me more to try to get to the same goal, but maybe try a different way. Like, and I apply that with not just like, the training side of things, but obviously like, because we're talking about a brand, but like, growing a brand as well. Because I've tried
Mm,
various different methods, which, you know, I wouldn't call them complete abject failures, but they haven't produced the kind of results that I've wanted to produce. And some methods have produced. So you've got to be willing to do that trial and error period where you're just trying different things and you're just seeing what works, and then you make notes of what works and then you push upon that. So from like a training perspective, um, there are several really advanced moves that I'm trying to master with like in all these areas. And there are some days where I can get it, and then there are some days where I can't quite grasp it. And it does annoy me sometimes because I'm thinking, oh wow, like why is it one day I can do it and then the next day, I can't for whatever reason. I just need to keep practicing. But maybe the method that I'm using right now is not the best method. Maybe I try it a different way. Maybe I stay open to some suggestions and try like a new method to reach that goal. And maybe that will work even better for me. So I think keep the goal, but maybe try different methods. Like be open to suggestions and learning from different people, so that you can kind of maybe someone else has some insights that you're overlooking, maybe some tips that you can use that will help you get closer to what you're trying to get to. When it comes to like more the business side of things, I remember mentioning to you the email mailing list. And like 6 months ago, I thought to myself it was going to take a long time to even get to 1,000 with the method that I was using back then, which was just low level ads. But then I thought to myself, hang on a second, if I'm doing this method and it's not getting me the results I want, at least what it is getting me some results, but not nearly as high a volume as I would like, especially on a daily basis, then let me try a different method. And I just started asking people. And then from there, I created a free ebook that people could use just to trade their email with me. And I've reached nearly 1,000 emails in just, a couple of weeks. So it was just that
congratulations.
one method. So it's all about adapting and saying, okay, I tried it this way. It doesn't necessarily work as well. Maybe this method doesn't work at all. Maybe this method over here works a little bit, but not as much as I would like. This method over here, at the stage where I'm at right now, this method works amazing. I'm going to keep doing this because I know it's going to get me a result. So you want to try out and see what works, and from there, I've got like I need like 50 more emails before I reach 1,000. But I know because of the methods that I've tried and the method that I'm using right now, I'll definitely reach that before the end of April, guaranteed. Like it's a no-brainer. And then from there, it becomes a thing where okay, now that I have two solid methods that work towards this particular area of the business or fitness or whatever, how can I change that two into a 10, where I have 10 solid methods that are getting me the results that I want, and I can keep doing it on repeat so I get the results that I want. So you got to think about it that way, and then from there, you that's when you start to notice methods that you can use that will cut down like your time. Because even though the method that I'm using right now works, it is very time consuming. So the third method I'm looking at is how can I get tons of email signups without giving too much of my time outside of simple ads or giving out free content to people. So it's all a learning curve. Like you got to learn from the failure, like learn from things that don't really work, and
Mm.
maybe again stick with the same goal, but just try a different way of getting to that. And failure crosses things out. So you know what doesn't work, you know what does work, and you just kind of keep going from there. It's all trial and error.
I love that. And Bad Boy Pete is on the chat saying hi to you. I think that's what somebody from your community.
Hello.
Bad Boy,
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, Bad Boy is excited to see you on the panel. Welcome, Bad Boy. Thanks so much for coming in. One, I like what you said about certain things that you may overlook, and mental health is a big thing I've seen even in your mailing list that you talk about, especially in the last mailing list you sent us. And I'll
Yeah. The
come
last
back to
campaign.
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
and the question then here will be: we talk about why are the mental aspects not just in training but also just as a human being? Why are the mental aspects very important, and why do you like really address this issue? And what are the
Um,
mental aspects, let's say, not just training, but also just content curation that most of us overlook? And how do you address them in your own personal journey?
yeah, I think again, it's interesting because for me, I don't. Again, I'm just looking at the comments down on my phone, but I don't. Okay, so the way, because obviously mental health and stuff like that, people talk about it a lot nowadays, but I keep it very simple. Like I don't like to go on and on and on about it because I think people overuse it. Like,
Mm,
they always go on about mental health issues, and it's almost champion. It's almost like seen like as a victim badge of honor in order to have like some kind of mental health issue, and it's almost seen like a popular thing. And for me, no, I'm not about that. I don't go on about it a lot, but it is important in some aspects. And the only thing about it that I find important is just understanding that everything happens in your head. Like, you perceive a lot of, well, you perceive all of life in your head, really. Like, some person could listen to a message. Like, you can get two people listening to a message, and they'll get two different interpretations from that one message. They both saw the same message, both listened to the same words, the same speaker, and two different interpretations of that or impressions can be made from that one message. How? Because, you know, it all happens in their mind. It's based on what they know, their intelligence, their experience, how they perceive the world. So it's very important to understand that, if you're not, filtering things out in your head and understanding, that, maybe certain things are right, certain things are wrong, certain things work for you, certain things don't work for you, then you kind of leave yourself open to almost anything. And,
mm,
that would also include, negative influences, things that, don't serve your best interests, things like that. And you want to be able to filter a lot of that out so that you're taking in not just what's good for you, but things that you need to know as well. Because I think in this day and age, everybody's kind of, saying things like, oh, things are my truth, and this doesn't work for me, and I understand that, but at the same time, there are kind of like objective realities that you do need to kind of pay attention to, and understanding that you're not always going to get your way, and you understanding that you need to adapt as well and be willing to learn from different things as well. Like those are objective realities that it doesn't matter what your truth is or what you think is right and wrong. That's a fact. Like you're gonna have to adapt, especially when it comes to this sort of thing. Again,
mm,
like I mentioned, changing different methods up, and if you want to do hybrid training as well, you have to get used to the idea that there are people out there that are probably better at it than you. Like for me, like my inspirations when it comes to training is I look at a lot of people that are like Olympic level in all these different areas. And even though, yeah, there are some aspects where I look at myself and I'm like, oh, I'm nowhere near as good as these guys when they're doing their thing. But again, with the whole having like a good mental health, if that's the term that you want to use, I use that to motivate myself. I don't use that to down myself. And I think it's good to also celebrate, like, how far you've come um, with everything. Because when you
mm.
can do that, you
Your mindset.
realize that you're making progress. Yeah, like your mindset, you realize that you're making progress with things, and you start to feel better about yourself, even if you're not better than that Olympian that you're watching, who can do
Mm,
like six backflips before they drop on the floor, and all that marksman who can hit a target from like 50 meters away with a rifle. Even though you may not be at that level, you're still a lot better at this than you were 6 months ago, or a year ago, or 2 years ago. And
abs-
that's kind of like the way you have to see it. But if you're not training yourself to see it that way, then you become overly competitive, and it stops you from celebrating other people's like victories and successes as well, because you're being overly competitive. Some insecurities come and play, and you want to remove all of that. So that's kind of why I mentioned the whole mental health thing, because
mm.
if you have that good, if you can deal with mental health in a healthy way, then you'll be able to handle these things a lot better.
I love that. And Bad Boy says something very nice and profound. Yes, without the mind, the body can't succeed nor break through barriers. Mind over matter. Don't just rely on external factors when most factors are caused from within. Um,
Yeah, exactly,
you said
exactly.
something. You said something very nice there about celebrating other people's victories. I like that. I like that. I think it's important, and I think we should normalize celebrating other people's victories. In this side of the world, we say keep clapping for others until it is your turn to be clapped for.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's good. Like you have to do that because again, this goes back to that celebrity syndrome that I mentioned on, especially on Instagram. Like people that have worked for me or worked with me that we're still on speaking terms and stuff like that. I always try to celebrate their stuff on Instagram, even if it's not fitness. Like things that they could be doing anything, and I'll give their
Mm.
post a like and save it and share it. And I think that's good when you do that because you're celebrating others and it's lifting your mood up as well, and you're not becoming too overly competitive. Like if you like there's a friend of mine who helps me with like the merchandise side of things, and she's a supermodel. You've probably seen some of the shorts videos of her, and I try to make sure that I like all of her modeling posts, like on Instagram, because I know that it's giving that extra support. It's about like as well as her helping me with making the videos that I might not be as good at making. I'm helping her
Mm.
on her side of things, and I think it's good to have that good back and forth because when you have that good back and forth, it helps to have like a good working relationship, and you can kind of take that with other people that you work with as well, and it builds up a good environment to where you can just get along with people and just work with them better, and you can be friends and just be cool with people, and you feel better about it. So when I see her winning pageants and stuff, I'm genuinely happy for her. I'm like, yeah, that's amazing. And what that does for me is that motivates me because obviously I'm not going to be walking down, the catwalk, or wearing a dress or anything like that. But in my own sort of sphere, in my own sort of agenda, how can I take the good feelings I've gained from watching that person succeed and other
Mm.
people succeed in their agendas outside of this? How can I use that to motivate myself to push myself up? So that is how I've kind of interpreted that, and that's kind of what's helped me to celebrating other people's wins. It benefits me as well.
I love that. You mentioned this earlier on, I think, when you were discussing the symbol. And Sheena, I know Sheena was talking about the Ethiopian, the Ethiopian symbol that she got. It's a great strategy, perfect strategy, and the question here will be very. It will really go around the space of burnout because burnout gets real, especially when it comes to this our business, especially on social
Hmm.
media.
Yeah, of
Um,
course.
what is that strategy? What is your strategy of staying visible without burning out from constant posting? Because I noticed you're active, yes, on your socials, but there's a way you
Yeah,
can also be you're not that visible, but you're there. You're literally there, but you're not
yeah.
like really you're not really like in my face every
Going.
single time.
Yeah,
What
I
is that?
know. Yeah.
How do you like
For
how do you have
me,
a strategy that people still know that you're around? Is just that you're not like really all over the place?
yeah, like how I do it is it's kind of like a giant build up to the big reveal. Like even with the YouTube side of things, I have the capacity right now to give out shorts videos every now and then. Like
Mm.
people say, oh, you should post a shorts video once a day, and maybe I should, but then I would be even more burnt out because you got to remember I've got like other jobs outside of this whole thing that I'm trying to maintain, and I've got to train myself. And again, YouTube and the social media side of things, it's just a small part of it. Like the email campaigns that you've seen me make, I type those up myself. Like, and I try to make a new one every single week, and it can be long to think of a topic and then send it out to all those people. Then on top of that, I've got my clients that I need to train, and some of those are in-person clients, and some of those are online clients. And I need to adapt. I need to adapt their training programs and structure things for them. And then
Mm.
outside of that, I have business cards that I make. Well, I don't make them; I get them made, and networking events that people are inviting me to where we're speaking in front of people, we're collaborating with other businesses, and we're networking on offline as well. And there are new client prospect meetings that I need to do. So there's tons of things that I do outside of making videos. So I think people can kind of get misconstrued and think that making videos is everything that goes on because that's all they see. But no, there's like a whole world of stuff that goes on outside of making content. So I try to give as much content as I can. And yes, to be honest, maybe on the Instagram and TikTok side of things, I could do a bit more work on that. I could post more videos there. But what I do to kind of stay active on that side of things is I always try to post stories on Instagram. Like my Instagram stories are quite popular. Like there's quite a lot of people that consistently watch. And I always try to promote like my YouTube videos in the Instagram stories as well. And TikTok stories, I do the same thing as well. And obviously, I make posts on TikTok and Instagram every now and then. But since there's so much I need to do, I try to make sure at least one of these platforms I'm being somewhat consistent on there, and that's YouTube for me. So until I get things up to a point where I bring other people to handle some of the social media platforms, I used to do that, but I I'm now taking a more active role in that. It's going to have to be like this until I get to that tipping point, which I'm getting closer towards. So another way I avoid burnout is I have other people make content for me sometimes. So with the whole merchandise thing, obviously merchandise is good. It's cool, but I ask some people. Obviously, again, the main model that I work with. Obviously, I'm paying her because it's a job as well. But other people as well, they I don't pay them. Like they're just online customers who were happy to make videos as well as purchase some items. Um, Even now there are like 5 orders of merch that I need to give to people, and those 5 people they don't want to make videos, which is absolutely fine. I give people the option. Like if you buy a merch piece from me, you don't have to create a video with it. It helps me if you do, because that way I don't need to make a video that week. I can sit back and just say, okay, yeah. So it makes my life a little bit easier because I'm like, all right, if such and such is they've got a video with wearing a t-shirt or a hoodie, or if there's someone on Instagram, like there's a few people on Instagram that just want to invite me to be a collaborator on their posts. And if the post looks good enough to me, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this can get quite a bit of attention, then I'll accept. And I'll just be like, okay, cool, you can collab with me. That saves me from having to make a video and then posting it and then worrying if it does well and all this other stuff. I don't need to do it anymore because you've done the work for me. So that's another way how I avoid burnout, at least when it comes to content posting, because um, there's other things I need to focus on outside of it. And if someone else is more than willing to make a video for me, then I won't say no to it. If it looks good enough, then I won't say no to it. I'll be like, okay, yeah, cool. I'll add you in there, and I get to relax for a little bit.
All right. Thank you so much, Kanini. Kanini has gifted Goga membership that has gone to Vico Real Space. Vico, I know you're watching in the bushes. You just won a
Mhm.
membership of Kanini Kanene. And to the people who are watching from ApeX's side, I see you. I see you. I see you. I thought I saw Valentino Solinas. Welcome, welcome,
Yes,
welcome.
but Valentino is my taekwondo teacher. Hold
Nice.
on. Yes, and
Please,
guys,
please.
and this is what I was saying, guys. You need to subscribe to Valentino's YouTube channel, his Instagram, because if you think my skills when it comes to gymnastics and taekwondo are good, I'm nowhere near Valentino. Valentino's been doing this longer than I've been alive. Like he's obviously I haven't currently been going to the sessions simply because I've been working out like some job situations and stuff like that and time. But I'm gonna get back to that soon. But yeah, Valentino's super skilled in taekwondo and gymnastics, super skilled. So basically, everything you've seen me do, imagine the quality of that times like 1,000. Like
I love
because he's been doing it way longer than me, and he has more insights to it than I do. So if you want more content that's more dynamic, then you definitely want to subscribe to Valentino Solinas um, from Italy as well. And I went to Italy in December. Amazing. I will. I look forward to going back to Italy as well. But yeah, no, definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel, his Instagram, and if you're into building getting some training as well, because he does a lot of online training as well, then check out his Instagram channel. Sorry, I call it Instagram. Check out his Instagram page as well. So yeah, get him up there. Get him up there.
Absolutely. Valentino, yeah, you can look at that channel. I'm just like, yo.
See, I told you, and it's popular stuff like that. Like people love dynamic content like that when it comes to fitness, because we're speaking only when it comes to like the fitness niche. We don't obviously we could speak about music and everything else, but yeah, guys, I greatly appreciate if you gave Valentino a subscribe. Click subscribe to his channel and watch his videos. Amazing
Love.
content. Like if you could, yeah, like click click one of the shorts videos, and you'll see what I mean.
All right, cool.
Now it's not that. Yeah, go for it.
Let me just pick.
Pick
Oh,
one
let me
that you
pick
like.
this. I like this one. Yo, looks this one has like that's a whole split while standing. Yo. Whoa. Okay.
540, diamond. Exactly. Like, can I do some of these moves? Yeah, of course, but not the way, not to the level that he can do that.
Amazing. Good stuff. Valentino,
Exactly.
Valentino, we're just watching your videos here. Oh my goodness. Let me just watch one more because this is then I'm going to just see. Let me see
Yeah, and
this one.
we do a lot of wait, Valentino, are you still watching?
Let me hope he's
But
watching.
we do a lot of I started training with Valentino in I think it was early 2023. So
Hmm.
it's been about 2 years for training and it's been very effective, amazing training. Obviously it's been very difficult, but very, very beneficial, amazing training. And I actually want to get one of those pieces of equipment, like those the splits machine, because I want to improve my straddle split. I want to improve my straddle split. So I want to get one of those pieces of equipment, but I need to clear out a few things and do a few things before I even get to that. Which is why I've things have even though I've made a lot of progress with things have slowed down a little bit because I'm still sorting out some issues. Don't get me wrong; they're not mental health issues or personal issues or anything like that. Don't worry, guys. I'm okay. I'm fine. But
Let us let us
it
let us
just
let us look at your videos, Apex. Which is your most favorite shot? Like, just tell me here, then I can search for it.
um
Which is your
I
most
don't know.
favorite? Let's see.
I have loads of shorts that I love simply not just because of how they look, but because I know what happened in the background whilst I was doing it. But that first one over there where I've got the sword, I don't know why, but that one just gets tons of views. Like even to this day, it gets loads of views. Even though to me, my
Yeah.
sword skills are a lot better than that. This is basic movement to me. But I thought I would just show people some basic stuff that they can do that looks pretty cool and pretty dynamic and fun things like that. But it gets like 1,000 views every week. Like to this day, I posted it like 6 months ago. I don't remember why I posted it, but yeah, it gets tons of views each week. So I'm
And
just gonna keep letting
and
it run and keep letting it do
I
its
love
thing.
I love how you use the text. You don't necessarily need to speak. This I
Still
guess
too
is your
lazy to learn
merchandise.
AI?
This one of the models, I guess.
Yeah, that's a friend of mine from Philippines. So and also, if you can see in the videos, we're wearing the logo as well,
Nice. I see
us as
Apex.
well.
There we go.
Yeah, like, and we shot that when I was in the Philippines in what was it, July 2022? No, August 2022. It was around that time. I think it was August. No, it was July to August. It was July to August 2022, and
Right.
we tried to keep the videos. I tried to wear the logo in all the videos, but sometimes I can't because I'm just trying to get the content out there, and
Still too lazy to
sometimes you're
learn
on the watch.
AI?
But
Watch others get ahead
yeah,
while you
that's
stay
just one of the shorts I've got.
Yeah.
This is
This
just more
this
gymnastics.
I love this one. I love this. I think I watched this one like last year. It was an amazing one. This jump was pretty good. How much time
Funny
does
thing
it
is,
take? Like, how much time do
how
you
much time?
invest when it comes to just the training and your own practice? Forget about the time you spend for a client, but your own practice. How much time do you invest in a week just for your own personal practice?
To me, when I first started this, obviously I had more time to invest in that, and I would say on a weekly basis, I was given like maybe at least 20 hours of training, at least
Whoa.
on a week, at least 20 hours of training. But um, now, obviously, I still train a lot, but currently it's been mostly my own training in the gym. So ever since January, I had to sort out a few things in terms of like time and stuff like that. So I haven't been able to do as much taekwondo practice or um, gymnastics and tricking practice. But obviously in the gym, I can do a lot of weapons training practice. I can do a lot of general fitness stuff. I can do a lot of flexibility stuff and a lot of calisthenics stuff, which is why in the most recent post, you can see me doing like a lot of, yeah, like muscle up practice. Like back then I needed the resistance band. Now I don't need the resistance band to get like a decent muscle up in. At least on an elevated platform. But I think it's good to like document the progress of these things so that when I get to what I consider to be a super, super, super high level in every single one of these areas, people can see like the progression and the journey, not just the finished product. I think that helps when you structure things that way, so that people can see that, oh yeah, this has been, he didn't just post his first video and was like, you know, at an Olympian level. Obviously, yeah, pretty skilled. I'm not boasting, but just given on the work done, pretty skilled, but like not an Olympian or anything like that. But I want it to be a thing where, as time goes on, people can see me getting better and better and better at things, so that when I give them advice, they're more likely to take it on board because they've seen the progression rather than, I'm not saying that this doesn't work, but I think it's better doing it that way rather than coming up with the finished product and then people saying, oh yeah, he was already the finished product when he first came on. And some people would consider the level I'm at to be a finished product, but in my mind, it's not. But that's because I'm comparing myself to really, 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 really advanced people like Valentino, my Taekwondo teacher, other YouTubers. Like there's a calisthenics YouTuber that I watch a lot called Chris Herrier, who he doesn't weigh as much as me, but he's still very, very strong when it comes to calisthenics. So I like to watch people who are like really, really high level masters in their craft and learn from them, so that I can kind of amalgamate that and bring that all into like my hybrid training, if that makes sense.
It does. You have a question from Eunice Talata, and Eunice Talata is your fellow Ghanaian. She's from Ghana.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So Eunice Talata is asking, Apex, how do I decrease my waistline?
Oh, okay. Waistline. Now that comes down to having a calorie deficit for the most part. Now, a lot of times people will think that they need to do a lot of ab workouts, especially lower ab workouts, to reduce their waistline and a lot of lower oblique exercises. That helps a little bit, but that's all about toning the muscles in that area. That's not going to reduce your waistline per se. It will a little bit in terms of like adding a little bit more muscle definition, but what you need to do is you just need to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit, so you're burning a lot of fat all over your body. Um, Obviously, you can do that by doing more exercise and consuming less calories, or just consuming more nutritious foods and going on long walks. And there are various ways you can go about doing that. But if you want to spot reduce fat, and this is a bit unorthodox, but I've had some clients in the past do this. You can go to an aesthetic clinic who will remove fat for you, not necessarily through liposuction, but obviously as someone who does personal training as well, I deal with clients who have asked me to look into these things to see if it's a safe option for them to do, because obviously fitness has like an aesthetic kind of aspect to it, because obviously some people are training for performance and sports, but some people are just training because they want to look good. And I presume, Eunice, that you are asking that question because you want your waistline to look good, not because you're training to be like some ninja or anything like that. And that side of it doesn't matter to you, which is fine. So yeah, those are the options. Like you have to be in a calorie deficit, eat more nutritious foods, reduce your liquid calories as well. So instead of drinking more, try to cut down as much alcohol. Like for me, I don't drink alcohol, so alcohol is a big thing that a lot of people drink a lot of, and there's a lot of calories that goes into that. So when people are putting in the work, but their calorie intake is not nearly as much as what they're burning, they get discouraged because in their mind, all the dopamine and endorphins of the exercises have kicked in, because they feel the rush from the exercise. But when it comes to their physical composition, they're still consuming all the calories that they need to get rid of, and that's not really helping as much. So they might feel good after the session, but then they're like, oh, I can't see any improvements. So I'm like, well, look, you have to look at more of the diet and nutrition side of things. Reduce your liquid calories, reduce the calorie intake, focus on the slightly more nutritious meals, and contrary to popular belief, you can outtrain a bad diet. You just don't want to, because it will take a lot of time and a lot of energy, and you probably don't have that kind of time to to waste. I don't want to say waste. You probably don't have that kind of time to spend on training. So you can outwork a bad diet if it's not too bad. You can outwork a bad diet, but you don't want to, because it will be the kind of effort you're putting in the gym. Just times that by like 5 if your diet is really bad, and you don't want to have that.
Absolutely. You've triggered a lot of. I hope we still have some time, Apex, because there are some questions on
Uh,
the chat. Let me
I
just
can go for
highlight.
about 5, 10 more minutes. Yeah.
Okay, 5, 10 more minutes. Okay, that will work. There's a question here that I Talata, I think you've gotten your answer. There was a question here. Talata, that's what he was just answering. That's what he was just answering. Um, Ragati is asking, is there a chance to reduce my waistline by just doing my father duties? Sorry, I could not just resist. I could not resist.
Father duties. What, like running around after your kids or something like that? I mean, I'm not a father, so I don't know. But well, obviously I know in theory, but I don't know in practice because I don't have kids. But well, I would say probably no. Like unless you're doing a lot of running around, and again, I'll reiterate, managing your calorie intake and just making sure that you're in a calorie deficit, then
Mm.
probably not. But then again, you might. Like, if you get a lot of exercise in general, and then, if your kids are, being bad or something, and you're running around the house, like, trying to discipline them, I suppose that can work. But predominantly, I know it's a joke question, and I'm not taking it too seriously, but you want to do something that actually gets you out of breath and burns a lot of calories. So for me, I don't just do a lot of weightlifting when I'm in the gym. I do a lot of running on the treadmill as well, like a lot of high intensity sessions on the treadmill that can last up to 40 minutes and at minimum 20 to 25 minutes. And depending on the high level that you're doing it at, 20 minutes of doing HIIT, like what I've got in my mind, it can feel like hell because your lungs are burning and you're gasping for air and oxygen and your mind is telling you to stop, but you just keep going. You need to do something that gets you sweating and gets you out of breath and do that maybe 2 to 3 times a week if you want to, feel good about it. But you don't even need to do that. Like as long as you're going on long walks and you're making sure your diet is pretty good and clean and you're in a calorie deficit, then weight loss is possible. Even with just doing lifting weights, it is very possible. It's just all about what you're monitoring.
All right. Some very interesting comment, and this can maybe speak to people who are looking to get assistance. So maybe from a coach or a fitness coach like you. Sheena says, I had a coach. Let me just read here. I hired a coach on YouTube. It was a disaster. He was so ungrateful and not humble at all. I only hired him to help him. I'll never do that again. When it comes, yeah. So this I'm sure happens a lot, especially in the space of fitness. What
Mm.
would you advise Sheena in this kind of case? Because I remember
Um,
that. I think I even have an idea who that coach is because I remember it was very public. It was a very public exercise she was doing on her channel.
right. I see. I think okay. You want to provide a service to people that is memorable and where you can kind of keep them accountable outside of that. Now, obviously, Sheena says, I had a coach on YouTube. It was a disaster. He was so ungrateful and not humble at all. Now, obviously, I don't know what happened between you and him, but typically when people say coaches aren't humble, probably because, they look very good. They're probably very muscular, very aesthetically pleasing, and probably showing that off, which is one of the reasons why on the channel, I don't always do that. Every now and then it's good to do that here and there. It is. It's just part of the game. But in terms of training a client, you don't want to show off too much of what you can do because you're just there to guide them and train them. Some clients like that. Some clients want you to train alongside with them. But I think as long as you're good to them, you're helping them achieve their goals, you're helping them stay accountable, and you've got a structured program for them as well, then it's really good. And obviously, sometimes there are clients that I've had where they're going through some stuff where maybe they're job situations and maybe they're going on holiday and let people have their space. Back off from them. Let them have their space, and when they've sorted their issues out, because you've given them good service, they're going to come back to you. Like they haven't even thought about leaving your program shit. They just need to sort their lives out because something's going on, and then they'll return. Like even with my gymnastics and train, I haven't gone to my taekwondo and training for like 2 months, but I'm not planning on getting rid of any of my coaches. Like I'm still with them, like because they've given me good training, they've given me good service. I'm still with them. Like with Valentino, I'm not. I'm going to train with Valentino for a very long time. It's been 2 years already, so Valentino already knows that once Bernard gets, some things sorted out, because obviously my schedule changes every now and then. Once, and it's not the first time it's happened. Like when you already know, guys, but once you've got like two different jobs, three different jobs in the business, things always circulate, things can pop up at the last minute that you need to adjust, and you're constantly staying on your toes trying to build this thing. But Valentino knows, as soon as I get this thing sorted out, I'm going to be going back to where we're going to pick up the sessions exactly where we left off. Why? Because he provides a good service. He gives me the space that I need. He lets me train. The training is really good, and it's a pleasant feel going to them. And I give my clients the same thing, where you know, one of them is going on holiday, and I'm like, all right, cool, enjoy yourself. And I have homework for them as well. I have like a whole Google sheet, spreadsheets where everything is mapped out, and if they don't do homework, I know about it. So yeah, I think you just want to vet your coaches a little bit more, and also see if they have what you're looking for. Like if they have what you're trying to get, and they're humble and all this other stuff, then yeah, it'll be good. And probably, who knows, maybe that coach, maybe he was like new to the game, and maybe you were his first client, and maybe he wasn't, maybe he's just not good with customer service and knowing how to deal with people. Like training people and dealing with clients, it's a very personal thing, because a lot of clients will eventually come to trust you, and they'll tell you a lot of personal stuff that's going on in their lives, and you're kind of like a therapist for them as well. Like, so sometimes they'll show up to the sessions, not even just for the exercise, because they just want someone that they can confide in and talk to, and you provide that for them. So yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, Sheena. You want to stay humble, and you want to stay in that mindset of helping the people as much as you can.
Love that. There's a very interesting question on the chat, and I think that can also now give. I like how let me just say that I can bring it up. There's a question here. There's a statement here by Talata, still the Ghanaian girl. She says, "Goga, I'm connecting to Apex now because I have just 1 week to reduce this tummy." And then, so you do get clients like this, I'm sure. And then Sheena says, "That is an unrealistic goal, my sister." And and of course, I'm sure you will agree.
Yeah.
You'll agree with
Yeah,
this.
it is. Like,
So what happens
unless
when you
you're
have
gonna,
clients come and they're like, "Apex, I have a wedding in the next 2 weeks. This tummy has to
mm,
go."
mm,
Handle this kind of.
yeah. The thing is, right? Only recently I've started to open up a little bit more of the online platform in terms of online clients. And I've had some people talk to me where they're like, "Oh, I want to lose a whole ton of weight in 2 to 3 weeks, outside of using liposuction and aesthetic clinic measures." And I'm like, "Mate, I'm not the one for you. Sorry. Like, I can help you a little bit in that time period, but if you want to lose a whole ton of weight in an aesthetically pleasing way in a short amount of time, you're better off spending your money in a beauty and aesthetics clinic and getting some kind of liposuction and injections to burn body fat off. You're better off doing that. And even then, you'll get results in a quicker way, but probably not in as short as 2 to 3 weeks, especially if it's a lot of weight. So I tell people, you've got to be patient. You've got to be patient to learn new skills. You've got to be patient to get the physique that you want. And you've got to be in it for the long haul, and you've got to be in it to make lifestyle changes. It can't be like a temporary fix, because even if you did get like liposuction or something, if your mindset hasn't changed to where you're going to make the lifestyle changes to keep up, the aesthetics of that, then in just a few months' time, you'll be back to where you started, and you would have wasted a whole lot of money, getting that procedure made, and then you'll feel even worse. And then sometimes what can happen is you can blame, trainers that you've had in the past and say, "Oh, well," because there was a client I had in 2024, and she's not a bad person. She's on the mailing list and everything else. She moved to a different country, and to be honest with you, I didn't really want to continue with her. Not because she was bad or anything like that, but because just the sometimes the complaints of the early morning sessions, it can take a toll on you when it's to that extent, and I don't want to keep hearing it. Just to be honest with you, I don't want to keep hearing it. But yeah, so she basically said pretty much the same thing, that she wants to lose a whole ton of weight in a very, very short amount of time, and she's had like 10 personal trainers beforehand. And in my mind, I was like, "Mate, look, it's probably not the trainers, it's probably you. You need to change your mindset with this thing, and you need to be in it for the long haul, because if you're not in it for the long haul, you're not going to be able to sustain these results." And also you got to think about it. If you're not learning, like, one thing I do with my clients is I try to not just train them, but I have all sorts of homework for them to do. So and giving them discipline as well to keep the results when I'm not there. Because if we're only dealing with each other for a couple of hours every single week, I have no idea what you're doing outside of those hours. I'm not watching you on your social media to that extent, to where I'm figuring out what you're doing on the day-to-day basis. I've got my own life and my own problems to deal with and my own challenges. So think about it. Like, if you're having only 1 hour with a personal trainer each week and you're not a disciplined person, like you're not training in and of yourself outside of that, what's 1 hour out of 24 hours? We don't know what you're doing outside of those hours. You could be doing a whole bunch of things that's screwing you up, that's screwing up your progress. So you've got to think about the time and exposure. So I told them, you need to be realistic, not just with the length of time it will take to achieve your goal, but be realistic with the length of time of exposure that we have to each other. If we're doing like 2 to 3 sessions a week, that's 3 hours out of a whole week on different days. You're doing a whole bunch of stuff outside of that, which is why we give you things out. Well, which is why a good coach or a good trainer will give you homework outside of that, and will give you lifestyle tips and audits and checking calls and things like that to keep you accountable outside of that, so the momentum of the sessions doesn't slip away. So you've got to be willing to do stuff like that in order to get the results. But yeah, in your case, 2 to 3 weeks to lose. Well, I don't know how big your tummy is, so but most likely, no. Like you're gonna want to start now. Maybe start doing some abs and core work, and start to implement calorie deficits where you're doing more cardio, reducing your calorie intake, making sure that you're drinking more water, making sure you're getting enough sleep, and making sure that your protein intake is pretty good. Like if you do that, then you'll start to see more reduction in terms of your fat all over your body, and you'll see more muscular definition.
I love that. One more question, and then I think I will just wrap this up. Johnny says, "I'm over 40 and I still love doing backflips." Yeah, still love. I've seen him do this, and I'm like, yo. When you grown older, you're supposed to be scared of how you're going to break your neck and things like that. But anyway.
Yeah, like sometimes it can be scary. Like for me, I prefer to do round offs into backflips because then I generate more momentum with the move. But yeah, like and this is what I was talking about earlier. Like there are tons of gymnastics moves that I'm still working on that are like pretty advanced combos, but I don't get down when it's a little bit difficult to do it, because it's just about powering on through and getting it done. But I'm probably gonna have to cut it soon because my phone is at 15%. So
okay. No worries.
It's been a while. It's gonna.
Yeah. Don't worry. I'm going to release in the next 5. Thank you so much, guys. I think I've captured everything that needed to be done. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for that. So, guys, if you have any further conversations, questions you want to ask, conversations you want to have with Apex, feel free to go and connect to his channel here. The link is pinned on top of my chat. I want you guys to do something because we are releasing him in less than 5 minutes. I want you to go to his live stream right now and drop for him those dark blue emojis that he likes, the hearts. Go and drop those dark blue hearts to confirm that you've given him a thumbs up, because we are going to end that live stream shortly. Then you guys can come back here so that we can finish the Sunday service with the affirmation. So jump there real quick to confirm that you've connected to him and given him a thumbs up before he signs off, because that's what he's going to do next. I'm going to give him a solo layout for him to be able to do that before the phone dies. But before we go, let me see. So yeah, make sure you do that. I want to see those blue emojis, those dark blue emojis. Then Apex, I'm going to give you like a chance to just like do a wrap up of everything, just to highlight your message and the kind of message you want to share, and you hope to share using your platform. We are living at a time where people are chasing fitness, but then you also have things like Ozempic, the reality of the world right now. You have things like Ozempic coming up. You have guys like Ashton Hall who are making our life so hard.
The morning routine. I saw that. But the morning routine. I don't have anything against it, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I get why some people would look at that and think, "Oh, that's unrealistic," because it is unrealistic. Like I'm pretty sure Ashton doesn't do that every single day. Like that was hilarious to me. I found it funny when I saw that. But no, good. Yeah, go on.
he has been riding. I love how he's been riding on it the whole week because I'm like, Ashton, don't push it. Because every day he's been posting like crazy. And I'm like, yep, he's
Yeah,
literally taking advantage of the moment, the viral moment before it
exactly.
disappears. Um,
Exactly, and that's what I mentioned earlier on today. Like Ashton is in a position where he can capitalize off of making that viral moment because he's making tons of content to keep the momentum going. If I went viral right now, I don't have the time to make that because I actually watched one of Ashton's videos recently on Instagram. I'm glad that you brought him up, and he even said that most people can't outwork him simply because content creation is all he does. It's his mate. That's what he does. Like 9 to 5, he doesn't do that. He makes videos, and obviously he's profiting off of it. But he has the time to capitalize off of the momentum of going viral. I don't have the
yeah,
time to do that. So if I went viral right now, yeah, it would be good. I mean, I had an Instagram post recently that went over 100,000 views, which is pretty good. But if I went viral right now, it would be a fleeting thing. I don't have the time to capture the momentum of it and keep it going. So I'm glad that you brought Ashton up. But yeah, no, that morning routine was hilarious to me when I saw that. I was like, man, look, I know I'm not going to clown him for it. Like, I'm fair play to Ashton, but that morning routine is not realistic for most people. And obviously, as someone that trains a lot myself, the only time I wake up very early in the morning is when I have to deal with one of my clients. It's not to deal with the business side of things. But who knows? Like maybe that's why he's got 11 million subscribers on Instagram. So you never know. You never know. Like maybe he's onto something.
and clearly, if that was part of his marketing team, then they did an amazing job.
Yeah,
Um,
they Ashton did
but
very well on that.
this has really been fun. Ashton Hall, somebody's asking Ashton who? Ashton Hall. He has been trending the whole week because of a morning routine.
Yeah,
Just check him on X and social media.
everybody on social media like has seen it or has seen a variation. The funny thing is with the Ashton Hall video is I saw another guy on Instagram dip his face in ice cold water, and he's got like 2 million subscribers, and he was the first person I saw do that. So I thought everybody was copying him.
Yeah,
But then when I found out, oh, Ashton was the one who really did that, and I thought it was silly at first. But then when I saw some people make some comments and saying, oh, dipping your face in ice cold water, it helps to, there's skin benefits and all. So, look, fair enough. Like, I'm not going to do deep research as to finding out as to whether that's real or not. But for me, what was weird is, putting in all the lemon and the herbs and then dipping your face in that. Like, why can't you just use the ice cold water in and of itself and just leave it like that? And I think it's sparkling water, which to me, I hate sparkling water. Carbonated water is disgusting to me. I prefer still normal water. I do not like carbonated water at all. It's it's disgusting to me. But yeah, no, fair play to him.
absolutely,
But fair play to him.
absolutely.
But I'm so happy you mentioned him because that is a perfect example of what I mentioned about capturing a viral moment and using the momentum of that because he's got the time to capture that. Like, notice he's been posting like if you check his Instagram, he's been posting tons of videos every day. Like some videos with Mr.
Every day,
Beast and
since
that.
that crazy. Every single day.
Exactly,
I mean, every
exactly.
day
Every single day.
I just find him there and I'm like, oh my god, here we go again, Ashton. Here we go again.
Exactly.
And then now the captions are more hitting out
We're
at people.
ridiculous.
Is it trying to troll him? And I'm
Exactly.
like, let it go.
Exactly. But exactly, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that because time wise, that's why I'm building things up to where I can switch a couple of things for this full time. So then from there, once it's like a full time thing, oh, then I'll have no problem going viral then because I would have built myself up. And in addition to that, I've got the time to actually capture a viral moment and,
Yeah,
build up and gain momentum from that. But yeah, no, I'm glad you brought him up.
I love that. There's a pastor on your live stream, Pastora M. Vandalush Vieira. Thank you so much, Pastora.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
good friend
And
of
then
mine.
yeah, so one last question, and then you can just wrap up everything. I'm going to put you on solo layout so that you can do your call to action, and then we'll be able to release you.
Hmm.
Collaborations is something that you're considering with other. There are people who do fitness. You have Kanini Kanene on the live stream right now. Wellness with Frugal Mama. Quite a number of
Hmm.
people who do fitness. Do you see collaborations, especially on the tube or even outside the tube, when it comes to this? Um,
Um, Down the line, yes, I do some collaborations, but most of those are on Instagram. Some of
mm,
those are obviously some of those are on TikTok, but collaborations right now. I've been doing those with some people that buy hoodies and wear t-shirts and make videos and that. I do collaborations with that. Or if you're like my supermodel friend, we do collaborations quite often where I'm using like content that she's made for me. So I am open to collaborations, but it's kind of like a gradual thing. So I
Mm.
will do some more collaborations, but predominantly I'm looking at that more on the Instagram side of things. So if you guys have Instagram and you follow me on Instagram, I'll follow you back, and I will follow you back. You can reach out to me, and maybe if you have a good video or something that I have reason to believe is will capture a lot of eyes, then yeah, I'll do a collaboration with you, and your video will come on my Instagram page as well, and then you'll definitely get a lot more subscribers, likes, and views simply because of the platform that I built there. But right now, I'm kind of more focused on building like my email mailing list up, which is going pretty well. So if you guys have if you go to my about page on my YouTube channel, you'll see it say active campaign, and you'll be able to click on the link. It'll say free weight loss ebook. So that's kind of like the lead magnet I've been using to get more emails. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram with your email, and then after I'll add you to the list. Yeah, if you see the blue one, it says free weight loss. You can't click on that right now because I'm changing up my monthly subscription, because with the subscription I've got right now, they'll only allow up to 1,000 email contacts, and then you have to change it. Basically, you have to pay more in order to house more emails. So I'm going through a bit of a transition with that right now. So if you click on that link, it might not work. Or if it does work, you can't submit any information on there right now. But as of tomorrow, it should be up and running again.
All right. So guys, please make sure tomorrow you check out on that so that you can let us help Apex dream to get his 1,000. He has really worked so hard to get to a 1,000 strong mailing list, and I'm happy to be have been one of the first people he literally reached out to sign up
You
for
were,
that.
yeah.
And I always get all these amazing and let me tell you, he will not spam your email. It's like they come like
No,
once a month or something like that, and they're very
once
intentional
a
with
week.
yeah.
Yeah, they're once a week. Once a week.
Once a week, yeah, once a week. I always get them, and it's always very intentional. It will not even bother you. It will not even bother you. All right, so make sure you do that, and you can check out his channel. The last thing that remains is for the co-host to sign out, and then he's going to do a call to action. So he's going to be on solo layout for that, to thank you guys for like the support. He's going to do a call to action for you guys to support his channel, and then I'm going to drop the link to my live stream on his chat. Then you guys are going to Uber read back to my chat, and then we can finish the Sunday service. So I will put you on solo
Okay.
layout. All right, so
All right.
take it away.
So guys, really appreciate you guys tuning in. I literally have to go now, but if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to all the social media platforms. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, my Instagram, my TikTok. The links to all of those are in my YouTube about page. And if you reach out to me on Instagram, then if you have some collaboration ideas that you want, then obviously you can message me. I'll respond and we'll review that. And in addition to that, if you can join my email mailing list, that would be amazing. But yeah, that's my final call to action. And I've got to go now because my phone is literally on 5%. So really appreciate the interview, Goga.
Thank you so much, Apex. Appreciate you. And Apex is out of the building, but his link is going to
Yeah.
stay up until we are done. Thanks so much, Apex. I will talk to you on the side for a debrief. All right. How was the live stream? How was the live stream? How was the live stream? So to the people on Apex side, I'm going to end the live stream now. So just click on the link that I've dropped. It is going to bring you back to my live stream, and then we can finish things on this side. And I'm going to do that in 3, 2, 1, done. All right. Need to go get a glass of water. Let me get a bottle of water, then I come back. We finish the Sunday service. Give me like less than a minute. I should be back here because I need to come and acknowledge all the super chats and all these things. So give me like a minute. I should be here.
Sunday service, weekly hangout feels so right. Building dreams in pure sight.
I am back. 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 Thank you so much, everyone. That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. That was fun. Let me give an acknowledgement to my super chat. Service, nice to see you, Director. Service is in the building. Service saying happy Sunday. Thank you so much, Service Hot Kitchen. Service Mix Up Kitchen. Why are you trying to bribe me? Service, why are you trying to bribe me? This offering you are trying to bribe me to do, not to say something. You are trying to bribe me, Service, but I love you for it. Thanks so much, Service, for the blessing. World of Reggae saying, creating some additional mess now that I'm entitled to do so. Happy Messi Raga Sun. And then Raga says, I wish you all a good luck on your waistline duties. I am done. I saw this one, and then I was just like, I just needed to put a straight face because I was having a guest on the panel. Ragas, why you like this? Ragas, why you like this? And then Kanini, thanks so much for the gifted membership. And then Eric, my brother, just a yogi doing burpees in his basement. He's turning 60 in the next 1 week. And I can't wait for that birthday. And then Flora Koile, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Simone TV, I will come to your question. I think you asked a question before we go. Yeah, so thank you so much. All the super chatters, allow me to just give a blanket water acknowledgement. May your pots brim in abundance. May your pots brim in abundance. I see Dean White. Dean White is in the building. Dean White, blind visionaire, is going to be the Sunday service guest next Sunday. Dean, nice to see you, my brother. Pardon me, guys. Dean White is going to be the Sunday service guest next Sunday. Dean White is visually impaired, but that does not stop him from making content. So next Sunday, he's the one who is going to be co-hosting the Sunday service. If you understand Braille, if you have ideas, if you want to if you can speak, if you can speak into the assistive technologies for visually impaired people on YouTube, that is the Sunday service you don't want to miss. I am really looking forward to having you on the panel, Dean, next week. It will be a very different experience and interesting experience, but I think it will give us a very interesting insight into the plight of the visually impaired when it comes to making content. You need to tap into that inspiration. So I'm really looking forward to that, Dean, next Sunday service. To the people came in through the raid, the Uber raid, welcome. Guys, I have some few questions. Sheena is saying, I love that shirt, Goga. Thank you so much, Sheena. I love it too. Dashiki is like my style. I love dashiki for the Sunday service. Let me just wear my hat from life. I don't think you saw me nicely last week, guys. Let me wear my hat. I forgot to wear my hat so that I can look a bit demure. Sheena came here wearing a very nice purple hat last week. Let me wear the hat. It really looks nice with the dashiki. So I love this shirt too, Sheena. I love it. I think it's my signature style. I've bought a number of them even for the office. Even for the office, I wear dashiki a lot. Especially on Fridays when it's a casual, like Friday when there's nothing much happening and stuff. I love wearing them. It's like a very silent brand. But it's like you're trying to tell people I'm keeping things African. Natural Life with Althea. Althea, welcome to the live stream. Welcome, Althea. Thanks so much for coming in. Simone TV is laughing. Yes, Simone TV is laughing. There I'm held up, but I'm listening. No worries, Agatha. And then, Dean is sleeping. It's Nadine. Okay, Nadine, you've answered on behalf of Dean. Just make sure you tell Dean that we'll be looking forward to his Sunday service next week. And I'm going to give you guys a call in the course of the week so that we can set it up. Service Hot Kitchen has been my member for 7 months. Thank you so much for the 7 months of trust. Service Hot Kitchen, Service Mix Up Kitchen. Sammy's Hot Kitchen. Sammy and I have a very interesting feud on YouTube. I don't even know where it comes from. It's just like some drama. It's normally drama that has no basis. It's because I think she's noisy. And then when I go to a live stream, she says she's a very quiet human being. And I'm like, this one is not quiet. This one, the husband is the one who is quiet. Her, she's a noise maker. She's a noise maker. She can't even help it. She's like, oh, guys, I'm very demure. Next thing you hear, she has started mix up. She started mix up. So Sammy's Hot Kitchen, I love you, director. Thank you so much for the support. But leave me alone. She was trying to bribe me to stay quiet. When Sammy gives me a super chat, there's something she's bribing me to shut up about. Because she's my member, she does not need to give me any super chat or anything. She's just trying to bribe me to shut up over what happened the day before yesterday on Friday. There's something that went down on Friday. So this is why she's trying to shut me up. Hush money. This is hush money. This is hush money. This is hush money. Oh my goodness. And then Ragas. Oh my goodness. Ragas has painted the chat orange, guys. Ragas, thank you so much. What did I do to deserve this? What did I do to deserve this love, this blessing? What did I do? This is not a bribe for sure, but it is a blessing. Thank you so much, Ragas, for the blessing, for turning the chat orange. Guys, if you have some time, please type on the thing that looks like a message on the super chat by Ragas and just tell him something nice. Just tell him something nice. Tell him that, call him priest Ragas, call him anything that you want to call him. I don't know if it's called Ragas. May I call him Ragas, but I hear people say Ragus. Like Ragus. Ragus. Anytime I hear Ragus, I'm just done. Like I'm always laughing like a mad person on the chat. Thank you so much, Ragas, for the blessing. Let me just say, may your pot bring in abundance. And Ragas will definitely join us for the Sunday service, probably towards the end of April. I need to call his people because he's a busy man. He's booked, blessed, and busy. He's a DJ. He's always in London, Kenya, United Kingdom. He's always all over the place, Australia. So I need my people to call Ragas people so that we can make this collaboration happen. And as soon I think as his people and his assistants confirm, we will make it happen. Ragas wants me to read it loud. In the world of Ragas, wide and express, lives a lone soul. He is a mess. Chaos reigns everywhere he takes a step. Yet dreams still bloom where he slept. Hey, the poetry. Happy Sunday evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to you, Happy Sunday to you, Ragus. Such a pleasure having you here as always. And thank you so much for always bringing in a lot of fun, laughter, and hey, guys, if you don't have and now he knows how to raid. And like some people here who decided to crash a flight the other day. Red's Room. Red's Room is my channel member, so I can't be discussing receipts about members because members have immunity. That's why they are members. You have to protect their receipts. But Red's Room, you did not raid us the other day when you are eating okra in your car. Ragas here now is raidable. Ragas is finally raidable. So in case you guys are finishing your live stream, you can send the raid to his channel. We have a few in-house issues we need to sort out before we go. I'm going to read their permission and then we are leaving the live stream in the next, I promise, 8 minutes we'll be out of this place. I need to just select the person we are going to raid, who is live right now, and they are doing a live stream and they need watch hours. Those are the people I like raiding. I like raiding the caliber of people who are live on the panel. They are looking for watch hours probably, or somebody who doesn't have anybody watching their live stream. That is the person we are going to raid. So let me just go real quick and select the person, and then I'm coming to update you about something that I did today. So let me see. Redirect. Who is live right now? It's always nowadays people are busy, but loops have not been working from yesterday, so people I think should be live today. Do I send you guys to Chistan? I can send you guys to Chistan. Oh, there are a number of people are live today. Oh, today I'm not going to have a difficulty choosing. I can send you to. Let me send you to Nigeria. It's either Nigeria or the United States. I'm leaning more towards Nigeria. So I'm going to send you to Nigeria. And let me just go confirm it's not a loop video because that will be That will be crazy. So I'll send you guys to Nigeria. Guys, if there's something that I'm always scared of is not raiding, because that thing bothers me. Yo, if I don't raid, that thing stresses the hell out of me. Okay, I'm going to send it to a channel. She only has like 2 people watching, so that is the perfect candidate for the raid. That is the perfect candidate for the raid. She only has 2 people watching. You might as well go and support her. So I've selected the raid destination. I will send you guys to Nigeria. Red Room, I saw what I saw. You are eating okra in the car. You are eating okra in the car. I saw what I saw, Red Room. I saw what I saw. Like your resume said, Goga was not eating okra. Red Room, of all the things I have said, you just had to defend yourself that you're not eating okra. I saw what I saw. Red Room, I saw what I saw. That was okra. You decided to hide it. That live stream, you did not trade. You did not, because I was there until the end. You did not trade. That lesson where you are eating okra in your car, you did not trade at all. I was there until the end. And then I dozed off. So this is what happens to me sometimes at night. So I dozed off, but my laptop is on. So normally, and that's how I always catch people who don't trade, because they're always like, how did Goga know? Somebody went and reported me to Goga. Because I come to your live stream and then I notice you guys are like saying, who went and reported me to Goga? You guys, why are you like this? Why did you have to go and report me to the president? You are not reported. The president was watching in the bushes, and when you said Goga is not here, so you can just end the live stream. I will know that you did not trade, because normally when you raid, it will throw me to the next live stream. I will find I've been thrown to the next live stream. So if you don't trade, it will still be running. It will just show you Red Room ended his live stream. But I'm glad at least people know how to raid. At least people have seen the sense and they've seen the benefit in raiding, and now it is helping a lot of people grow. Now the challenge comes to those of you who are not tradable. Those of you who are not tradable, we need to do something about it. You need to do something about it. You have to make we raided and we landed safely. The host was not just, if the host is never responsive on your raid, never raid them again. Let me tell you, there's a time I raided somebody. Helen got annoyed on behalf of everybody. Helen literally came to my live stream and said, Goga, there's some raid, if you send me, I will never go again. Helen was literally like giving me Helen was literally like busy arguing on my WhatsApp. Goga, there's some raids I will never participate in. How do you send me on a raid like this and even the host has no audacity to recognize me? I was like, that's the day I said I will never raid that person. When you are raided, please accept the raid and even pretend that you are so excited. Even pretend you are so excited about the raid. Because the reception will determine whether somebody is going to raid you in the future. The reception will determine whether somebody is going to raid you in the future. You have to act excited. You have to, because let me tell you, there are so many people I could raid right now, but I've just picked one person. There are so many people you can raid right now. Like I'm seeing so many people alive right now, but only one person is going to benefit from this raid. So the person when somebody is receptive, when somebody is like very grateful of the raid, those are the people who normally end up staying. Those are the people who can make Tribe Goga stay longer in their live streams because they appreciate the raid. So please always make sure when you are raided, stand up and even start dancing. Even if you are pretending, just stand up and start dancing. Pretend like it is the best thing that has ever happened to you on YouTube. Let me tell you, that is how you trap people. They will always be sending raids your way. They'll always be sending raids your way. But if you don't receive people nicely, Goga will be raiding people. Nobody will be showing up. They'll just be like, I am not going there. Goga, why are you sending us? And then you'll always know when Helen asks, Goga, why are you sending us again? So she's just trying to determine whether it is a place worth her time. Whether she should wait for the flight or she goes and sleep. She may just decide to go and sleep. So raids are very important. Hey, PMC is in the building. PMC had a very beautiful live stream today for hours. PMC is going to be our first guest on the month of May. PMC has a record of one of the only people who has co-hosted Goga's live streams 5 times in a row. This is going to be his 5th time. We are going to do it on the 5th month on the year 2025. There's a whole tyranny of number 5 happening there. So we are going to make it happen. Hey, Shina is like, wewe ni mtu mzuri sana Goga. Hey, Shina, who is teaching you Swahili on the live stream? Shina, who is teaching you Swahili on the live stream? There are people who have been speaking Swahili on YouTube, and I'm getting shocked. Benny Blanco, Shina, you can't be one of them. Ragas is also one of them. The world of Ragas has also been speaking Swahili here, and I'm getting worried. Who is teaching them Swahili? Who is teaching them Swahili? Who is teaching them Swahili? Baby Love, welcome. Cordelia Loves TV. Nice to see you, Cordelia. Cordelia, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, Cordelia. How have you been? 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 Yeah. Red Room says that will be the last time for this channel again. Okay, Red Room. Maybe they did not know. And then there are some people who don't even know what a raid is. Let me tell you, there are those people who don't receive the raid. And then there's the group of people who don't even know what a raid is. They are just like shocked how people came to their live stream. And then they don't even bother asking or even learning. Those are the people who normally annoy me on YouTube. Those are that will never read. You cannot afford to be ignorant in this time and age. YouTube is dropping a lot of features every single day. Every single day, YouTube is just dropping new features. Like now, YouTube has made it very easy for you to be able to put thumbnails on your shorts. A lot of content creators were complaining about this for months, for years actually. Now YouTube has already made it possible. You can do thumbnails for your short. I did a short today and I explained how you can do it. I will talk about it at the Academy on Wednesday. Great. Take advantage of those tools. Take advantage of those features. From next month, YouTube will be automatically putting ads on your videos where it thinks the ads will be more useful. I am teaching this on Wednesday because it's already active on my channel. I tried to put ads on one of my videos. YouTube was saying, Goga, don't put ads there. It's not going to be nice. They can even tell you where they think you should put ads. I am teaching that on Wednesday. Make sure you come to the Academy so that you don't miss that class. Joe Delany is saying, Kuwa na siku njema. Who is teaching you people Swahili? Who is teaching you people Swahili? Who is teaching people Swahili on... Now I can't... Guys, if you start learning Swahili, if Americans start speaking Swahili like Shina, like Joe Delany, how will I be gossiping on YouTube? How will I be gossiping on the chats? How will I be collecting receipts? How will I be like collecting receipts? Because I collect receipts in Swahili. Now you guys will be understanding everything I'm saying when I'm on a Swahili channel. The World of Ranga says, I understood on how to receive raids, but I need to learn how to forward the raids when I finish my live stream. Oh, maybe I can explain to you how to do that. Ragas, let me see that I can share on my screen how to set up a raid. So in case you want to raid somebody on your live stream, just go to your studio. Go to your studio and then you have to click on your live stream when you're live. I'm doing this on a laptop. So just come and click on your live stream. So you'll see all your live streams. So just click on your live stream, click on this thing, click on this pencil. Like that. And then click on customization here on the left. And then scroll all the way down up to redirect this part. And then if you have not selected, it will be blank. So if you have selected, you just add. And then you come and click on search videos from other channels. So I'd pick special ability learning. I hope she's not in the bush with another ninja so that she does not know. And then you have to make sure that they are live. You will see everybody who is live at that point. So if I was to change this person, if the person has ended their live stream, you can pick somebody else. So for example, you can even pick Chisan, for example. You see, Chisan is also live, but I'm going to pick Special because Special is on. I've opened another tab where she's live. I can see her, and I can see how many people are on her live stream. She only has like 2 people on her live stream right now. So I can see, her there, and then you save. Once you save, it is done. You've already selected the raid destination. So what will happen when we end this live stream? It is going instead of you ending your live stream just like that, it is going to throw everybody to her live stream. And that is the easiest form of support you can ever give anybody on YouTube, especially if you are blessed. If you are blessed, that is the best form of support you can give to somebody. And for me, I made it a personal responsibility that if I'm ever ending my live stream, I normally am so scared of not raiding. Raiding, I'd rather raid. Even if you don't raid forward, it is not my business. I did my part. I did my part as we were told in the book of Ruth, chapter 3, verse 18. Relax, my daughter. The man shall not rest until the task is complete. It is your divine duty to see the kind of support you can offer anybody on YouTube, if you can, because these blessings don't come easy. These blessings don't come easy. That's what I'm going. That's what I normally say with the raid. With the raid, it's important. With the raid, it's important to like raid. So on Wednesday, we are going to discuss the ads, the new ad feature that YouTube has introduced that is fully taking effect from May. But a lot of channels already have it. My channel already has automatic ads where YouTube can tell me where to put ads or not. So I'll be sharing with you that class on Wednesday at the Academy. Boy Tumelo, welcome. The lady who cannot attend her own premiere because she was busy partying somewhere. Boy Tumelo missed her own premiere, and then later on in the afternoon, I see her on somebody's live stream. They are busy having fun and enjoying life. Yet she missed her own premiere. You mean she has time to go party and enjoy life on a Sunday, and her premiere she was missing in action. I had to be on her premiere until the end, welcoming people who are coming in and everything. Boitimelo, you cannot make the president be doing that kind of work. Boiti, you cannot be making the president do that kind of labor. But anyway, I was more than happy to do it. Then I see on somebody's live stream really having fun, enjoying drinks and eating chicken. And I'm like, isn't this the lady who was supposed to be on her own premiere earlier on in the morning? Anyway, but I said, but it is none of my business. But me, I found, and then I'm like, Goga, how are you doing? Then she sees me and then she starts laughing. Goga, how are you doing? You know, I've been very busy attending to certain programs. And then I'm like, hey, what programs? There you are busy having fun and you're missing your own premiere. It was so funny. Have you ever caught somebody on YouTube and then they even have no defense? They're on somebody's live stream. She was on somebody's live stream because somebody was live. And then she was inside that live stream. She missed her own premiere, which I had to stay, I think it was like for about 20 minutes. And then I find that then in the afternoon, she's busy partying and having fun with people on somebody's live stream. And then she sees me and then she just starts laughing because she knows what happened. Yeah. So it was so funny. It was so funny, but I really enjoyed catching her. I really enjoyed. Now, Boiti, for me to shut, you're lucky you're my member, so I'm going to shut up. I'm not going to talk about the receipts further. I'm not going to talk about the receipts further. PMC, blessings. Thank you so much, PMC. I really appreciate you, brother. I really appreciate you. And thanks so much for those beautiful conversations you are having today on your stream. I liked what was the name of that gentleman? WTF Mike. I love WTF Mike's perspectives on certain things. It was really cool, PMC. And thanks so much for hosting the Lions Den as always every Sunday. All right, thank you for showing me, Goga. So just for my understanding, it only works during live session and before ending it, right? You can even set it up before you start your live stream, but you have to be sure this person is going to be live, because in case you set the raid before your live stream, before the live stream starts, and then that person ends, the flight will crash. That's what Red Room was talking about. Red Room was talking about how he crashed 2 flights. That means that he set up the raid, and then when people landed there, the person had ended the live stream. So what I normally do, I normally open another tab. I normally open another tab just to make sure that the person is still live. I like peeping. Like now, the person we are raiding, I have another tab that is open, so I can see she's still live. I can see she's still live. I can see she's still talking, and I know I'm just about to surprise her. We are going to ruin her live stream because we are 25 people. She only has 3 people watching right now. So all of a sudden, she's going to have 30 people on her live stream. Imagine the joy you're going to bring to somebody's face before a new week starts. That is why I normally love the raid. That's why I normally love the raid. And Brother Stanship is having his monetization party this week on the 11th. These are those church announcements, guys. These are those church announcements. Stanship is having like a monetization party, birthday party. He's celebrating his birthday on Friday. And guess who the MC is? Drum rolls! Me. Goga is the MC for that event. So make sure you're there on Friday at Stanship Soil. Stanship has really helped a lot of people on these white streets, especially when it comes to its creativity and sharing his art. So I kindly beseech you to make sure you're there on Friday, because I'll be there. I mean, if the president is there, where else do you have to be? if the president is going to be at Sunship's event, where else will you be? Like, you have no business. Like, the president it's a state, it becomes a state event by the virtue that the president is already at Sunship's party. So you have no choice. You have no choice. You have no choice but to be there. So please make sure that you make that happen so that you can go celebrate this gentleman. Michael Birkin, welcome, Michael. Nice to see you, Michael. Michael, beautiful post. I like your post on YouTube. I like your posts. I like your posts on YouTube. Yes, you guys just keep laughing there. If the president is your MC, you have no choice, but all of you have to be there. Tribe Goga, the receipts. I'm going to share like some hot receipts. You know, Tribe Goga, you just have to tell them that they're going to be receipts on Sunship's party. They are all going to run there. They'll all come there like, you just tell them there's some hot receipts that I'm going to share on that party. They are all going to run there like their life depends on receipts. Wait until you see. Now that I've announced it. So Sunship, you can Sunship, I think he has already set up the upcoming. Let me just say that I can pull it up so that you guys go under RSVP. The person we are going to read has decided to leave her screen. Where has she gone? She has probably gone to the washroom. Let me just see whether I can pin Sunship Soil. Let me see whether I can pin the upcoming party for Sunship so that you can support him. Sunship, although, what's wrong with my internet? YouTube has been, I don't know, I've paid my bills. Internet is kind of slow. Hold on. I'm trying to like get Sunship channel. So Sunship will be celebrating his monetization, his 2K subscribers, and his birthday party on this day. So let me just, in the next 4 days. So let me just say RSVP to start. You know, this feels like you're making church announcements. Guys, we are leaving shortly. We are leaving. Even me, I'm tired. We are leaving right now. We are leaving shortly. We have to read their permission. You know, you can't leave without their permission. So let us RSVP Sunship's party. Yeah, Sunship, you have just hit 2,000 subscribers. You are not aware. You are celebrating your 2,000 subscribers, your birthday party, and your monetization. So that is, you just hit 2K subscribers. I'm sure you're not aware. Look at the way people grow, and they're not even aware. So that is Sunship's RSVP. So you can RSVP for that party. Make sure you're part of it. I mean, I'll be there. To all my super chatters, to all my members, thank you so much to all my super chatters and to all my members. To the rest of you, I will see you on Wednesday at the academy. Unfortunately, we did not meet the goal. I was looking for 20. I was looking for 20 super chats. I think I may have set it too high. There should have been 10. There should have been 10 super chats. Then 10% would have gone to that person. But anyway, I will see you to gift in the course of the week. Somebody who is newly monetized. I will see you to gift in the course of the week. I should have made it 10. So, yeah. Sunship is like, Goga did not even know that I was at 2K. Yeah, now your party has just changed. You're celebrating 2,000 subscribers, your birthday party, and your monetization. Baby Love TV, thank you so much for those emojis. Oh my goodness, here's number 10. Ragas has just made us hit the milestone. So I'm going to, hey, Thrive and Glow. Guys, I was not asking for this super. Thank you so much for the blessings. Ragas and Joe Delany have made it 11. So I'm going to give 10% of these blessings to some random person on the live stream. Let us see who this is going to be. Somebody is going to get this. Who is newly monetized on the chat? Who is newly monetized on this live stream right now? Nightbot can pick for me a winner. Let me just see who Nightbot is going to pick. Nightbot TV, because today I don't want you guys to type things. Let me get Nightbot to pick for me a winner. I'm going to give 10% of all the super chat goals to that person. 10% of the super chat goals are going to go to that person. So let me see who Nightbot is going to pick. Let me share my screen so that we can make this process very transparent. I like making it very transparent as possible. We are going to go to the giveaways. And then right. What do you want us to type? Do you want us to type a word, or we just say we gift anybody random? 10%, 10%. I don't know. Guessing a number. No, I don't like numbers on my chart. So let me say active super chatters. Somebody who's newly monetized. Kanini had a party yesterday. I want somebody who's newly monetized, like somebody who's so new, like somebody who's so fresh in monetization. Somebody who's so fresh in monetization. Who on the live stream is very freshly monetized, like they have not even set up their AdSense. That is the person I want. That is the person I want to gift. That if there is none, then Nightbot will pick a winner. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to let me acknowledge this. World of Ragas and Thrive and Glow with Joe. Thank you so much for your blessings. And yes, I will end the goal right now. So because we've gotten, we are going to bless somebody with that. So let's see. So somebody is like totally. Somebody is newly monetized. Somebody is totally newly monetized. Newly monetized. Newly monetized. Newly monetized. Newly monetized. Helen is my managing mod. Stanship. People are voting for Stanship. Okay, I want a random person. Somebody saying random. The problem, most of you are now newly. None of you is newly monetized. Somebody who like got their monetization this week. That's the kind of person I want. Somebody who needs the 10% to get to their threshold. You know, the person who is very fresh. They don't even have the first super chat. That is the person I want. That is the person I need. That is the person I need to get this 10% of the super chat, the proceeds. Somebody who's total. The rest of you are all, you've been monetized for a while. You've been monetized for a while. So I'm going to pick a random person. I will let Nightbot do this for me. Because Helen, I don't see anybody, right? I will let Nightbot pick this person for me. So I'm going to just give it a random person. I hope you are seeing the screen. Let me share the screen. That we make this very transparent. And then I will say next. Who can participate in the giveaway? Let me say everybody, viewers. And then let us see who Nightbot is going to pick. Life with Nadine saying, why does it have to be a monetized person? Or because it's a super chat and I want them to get to their goal of their pin. I want them to get to their goal of the pin, Nadine. I want them to get to their goal of the pin because when somebody is newly monetized, they need $10. They need $10 to get. They need $10 to get to their pin. Ragas has said, give it to Sunship Soil for monetization and 2,000 subs. Good idea. Let me have Nightbot pick the person. And the winner is. Oh, they say the minimum time a user must have been active to be eligible. Let's say 10. Let me say 10 minutes. Let me say, hey, you must have been on my live. My giveaways cannot be easy. You must have been in my live stream for 15 minutes. Done. All right, we are getting a winner shortly. There's some people have already been eliminated here. Choose a winner. Has Nightbot picked a winner for me? Let me see. Nightbot, give me my winner. Hey, Kina. Welcome, Kina. I'm waiting for the winner. I'm waiting for the winner. It's not giving me a winner. Why? Let's re-roll it. The world of I don't know what. Waiting for the winner to send a message. This is not working. Okay, fine. Let me just stop. Let me stop. Cordelia, Lars, Nadine. Nobody. I like that Nightbot Ragas has won the giveaway again. Regine Rainberg has won the giveaway. Like, I know a lot of people are winning the giveaway. Regine Rainberg and Ragas. Who was it? Miri Besh has won the giveaway. Yo. Now Nightbot is announcing for me the winners. So the first person Nightbot picked was I don't know. This one I don't know how it worked. Like, what happened? Let me see. Nightbot made everybody a win. Yep. This one is like this is I think I picked it wrongly. We have to do it again because it just picks random. I don't know what I selected. Let's see giveaways. You know what? We have to make this. We have to make it work. Oh my goodness, that was so funny. I don't know what it did. I just need everybody becoming a winner here. So I'm going to type maybe a keyword. Viewers next. We are going to type Sunday service. Sunday service, one word. Done. Keep typing Sunday service, then we are going to choose a winner. Type Sunday service, one word. Sunday service, one word. Ragas is the first person to type Sunday service. Copy paste what Ragas is typing. Ragas, don't type more than one. Nightbot will remove you. Just type one. Sunday service, one word. Sunday service. Yes, Kina got it. Sunday service, Sunday service, Sunday service, Sunday service, Sunday service, Sunday service. One word. Sunday service, Sunday service. Sunday, keep typing. Let's get to like 20 entries and then we pick the winner. Saniki, I see you in the bushes. Welcome, Saniki. Saniki, so you are just hiding in the bushes the entire time. Simon TV, we need to talk about your live stream. Sunday service, 8 more entries. Keep typing. We have a raid to go to. Keep typing. Keep typing. Keep typing. We need to get a winner. Shortly. We need to get a winner. Sunday service. How many entries to go? 7 more entries. 6 more entries. 6 more entries. Don't type more than once. That is why Nightbot is telling you spam. Just type. So guys, I hope you are learning from these things. You have a lot of tools for giveaways, by the way. Look at, people love giveaways. Guys, you just want 10% of my small offerings. 10% of my small offerings is making you people stay active like this. Keep going. 5 more entries. You are 28 of you, so 5 more entries, you can do this. 5 more entries. Sunday service without any hashtag, just type the one word. 5 more entries. But yes, 4 more entries. Hey, even Dean decided. Dean, I see Dean there. I see Nadine. 5 more entries, then we choose a winner. That is the person who is going to get 10% of all the proceeds. 10% of all the super chat goals are going to go to that person, and I will share it on my community page tomorrow. 4 more entries. If you have not yet typed, we are closing the shop. Let me start getting my affirmation. We are closing the shop. Somebody's like, Goga, what shop are we closing? We are closing the shop. 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 How many more entries to go? Okay, I think you guys are done. Let us pick the winner. And the winner is Saniki Designs. Saniki Designs becomes the winner. Saniki Designs. Saniki Designs, you have 10 seconds to claim. Saniki Designs, Saniki Designs, Saniki Designs. Are you on the live stream, Saniki? You have 10 seconds to claim the gift. Saniki Designs, congratulations. Nightbot has even made you the winner. Saniki Designs becomes the winner. Saniki Designs becomes the winner. Google is no longer charged. Congratulations to you. Saniki Designs won the giveaway. All right, so that one, I think that one was more. Saniki, thank you so much. Are you accepting the gift or you want to donate? You can tell me, because I know sometimes these people, some of these my members sometimes are always like, Goga, that is small money. Saniki, do you accept the award? So I will send 10% to you. You will tell me whether you want me to buy you a coffee or send it to you as a super chat. Saniki is not even like, Saniki is surprised that she has even won. She's not even like, Saniki, do you want it as a super chat or do you want it as a buy me a coffee? Advise me, because you are not in Kenya, so I can't send it to you on M-Pesa. Saniki, will a super chat suffice? Will a super chat suffice? Super chat. Okay, fine. I will share it on my community. I don't know how much it's going to be. I will only know when I end the live stream how much that is going to be. But 10% of all the super chat goals I've received from these live streams are going to come to you. As your blessing. So thank you so much, guys, for participating. And thank you so much, Nightbot, for picking for me the winner in a sane way. Everybody was just winning. Everybody was just winning earlier. So Saniki Designs becomes our Sunday service winner. I hope very soon we'll be able to make this only available for the people who have just recently been monetized, so that they can be getting their first super chat and stuff. All right. Cordelia, welcome back to monetization. Cordelia said that she had been demonetized and she has just gotten her monetization back. So welcome back to monetization. I hope things will now be smooth on your channel. All right. This concludes the Sunday service. Drive carefully. Shina is crazy. Yes, Shina is crazy. Yes, this. Do you like my name change, Goga? It's nice. Saniki Designs. I think I like it. It's you still design. I like how it moved from DIY to. I like how it has moved from DIY to design. It is still design. So thank you so much for that. Okay, guys, you can stop typing the Sunday service. We got the winner. You can stop typing the Sunday service. All right, guys, let us read the affirmation and then we can go. We are going to special ability. She's feeding her son, but she still has only 5 people watching. But I see some people who left the Sunday service to go there very fast. But at least they've not said Goga is ready. So we are going to special ability, and special ability knows how to fly people on the next channel. So she'll also read forward. All right. So let me see whether I can read the affirmation real quick, and then we can go. Affirmation time. I will see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you come. I teach you those tricks on how to predict whether ads are going to the best places you can put ads on your videos from Wednesday. I have done a very beautiful shot. There's a trick now to create thumbnails for your shorts. It is now possible to create thumbnails for your shorts, but it's like some mastery of sorts. I've done a short. It's less than 1 minute. Just go watch that short on my short, and then it will guide you. Saniki Designs, congratulations on winning the Sunday service giveaway. So 10%, it's like tight. 10% of all the proceeds we got are going to go to your channel to help you do that which you need to do to make sure that you are growing as a YouTuber and you are getting your threshold. All right. without further ado, allow me to like read the affirmation, and then we can go surprise that lady, that beautiful lady with her son. I will ask the music to go pause briefly. Could my media team please handle this? Thank you. This is the affirmation. This is the affirmation. This is the affirmation, guys. This is the affirmation. The people that are where you want to be are not judging you for starting. The person who is in chapter 50 remembers their chapter 1. They remember the grit it takes when you are beginning the race. They remember the sacrifice, the bravery, the fear that rises in your throat and makes your voice shake along the journey. Nobody ahead of you is judging you. The people who pull you down are behind, in places you no longer want to stay. Let me repeat that affirmation because it's very powerful. The people that are where you want to be are not judging you for starting. The person who is in chapter 50 remembers their chapter 1. They remember the grit it takes when you are beginning the race. They remember the sacrifice, the bravery, the fear that rises in your throat and makes your voice shake along the journey. Nobody ahead of you is judging you. The people who pull you down are behind, in places you no longer want to stay. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know who needed to hear this affirmation, but it spoke to me. May you have an amazing week ahead. May you keep slaying in your chapter 50 and don't worry about the places you've been. I will see you on Wednesday at the academy. Take care of yourselves and enjoy your flight to Nigeria. We are leaving for Nigeria in the next 3, 2. DJ, turn that music up so that we can go in peace. So thank you so much, guys. I will see you on the raid. See you on the other side. When you reach there, please type Goga raid 3 purple hearts. Goga raid 3 purple hearts. Go and paint that lady's chat purple. She's not expecting this. So you're going to surprise her. You're going to distract her. But I know she will appreciate the raid. So enjoy your flight. I'm going to see you on the other side. Helen, where's my raid command? Where's my raid command? Let me copy what Sheena just did. Yes, Goga and Apex raid. I like what Helen just did. Guys, it is Goga and Apex raid. Goga and Apex raid. The raid normally takes the two names, the co-host and Goga. Goga and Apex raid. So if you can get those things, Helen, I don't know how Helen went and got these guys who are lifting the weight, but if your phone can get these things, you're going to type Goga and Apex raid. If your phone does not have those things, just type my purple hats or his blue or his navy blue hats. Goga and purple, Goga and Apex raid. I love this one. Goga and Apex raid. Guys, enjoy your flight. I'm going to see you on the other side. Let us go surprise special ability and just make her smile and make somebody's day smile. Enjoy your chapter 50. Mwah! Bye-bye.
We find strength to soar. Our spirits share a mighty lift through gentle tunes and open minds. We find love that heart defines. We find strength to soar.